Good morning, Tempo Freaks and Raptor Freaks. Lex here, and it is Wednesday, and we are playing the Wings in Dallas tonight against Paige Beckers. So I got the latest lineup news. I've got the ref report. I've got some keys to the victory. I've got some speculation on who I think is going to start tonight. We also got news about the Raptors. We've also got news about the CBL and the first game of the finals tonight for Canadian Elite Basketball League that's going to be held in Brampton tonight. So if you're near Brampton and you want to go to a professional basketball finals game, you can do that tonight if you're in the Brampton area. Support the Honey Badgers as they play the Sea Bears in game one of the Canadian Elite Basketball League finals. It's a best of three. There will be at least two games, one in Brampton tonight and one in Winnipeg on Saturday, and maybe one on Winnipeg on Sunday. So check it out. Seriously. All right, let's get right to the tempo and what I'm seeing this morning. There's some names on our injury list this morning that are very interesting. First of all, Slim Sykes is out. It's being speculated that we're saving Slim till after the FIBA break and that Slim still won't be back for another month almost. So no rushing on Brittany Sykes. So she is out officially. Today, we have a new name on the list that we haven't had in a while, not since the beginning of the year, and that's Julie Alamone. Julie Alamone has a thigh issue. She is questionable for today's game against Dallas Wings. She's been dealing with a left thigh injury and could miss her first contest since July the 5th. So, yeah, Julie is officially questionable for today's game. That would speculate if Julie does not play, Kiki Rice is starting in her place for the tempo tonight. Also on the injury list, Maria Conde, guys. Maria has not been on the injury list at all this whole entire year until today. Maria Conde has a calf injury. She is questionable for today's game. It's a left calf injury. It's a new issue for Conde, who has not missed a single game this season yet. So, yeah. So we could see possibly Conde get the first DMP of the season. And if she is out, I'm going to speculate that Isabel Harrison will probably start in her place. If not Isabel, Anissa Morrow. So, yeah, that's the injury list for the tempo this morning. Sykes is out, and Julie Alamone and Maria Conde are both questionable. Questionable. Everybody else there's nothing for anybody else. Just those three. Going to the other side, there are some serious injuries for the Dallas Wings right now, also. So let's go ahead and talk about them. Jessica Shepard twisted her ankle the other day on Sunday, I believe. She is out for sure today against the tempo. She missed practice yesterday after she turned her right ankle in Sunday's game against the Minnesota Lynx. And well, she's going to miss her first contest of the season today. So that's something that's actually an open door for the tempo to try and win tonight. One of the main players for the Wings that has killed us is Shep, because she's a double-double machine, and she's been gobbling up all the rebounds and playing really good interior defense for Dallas. So them not having Jessica Shepard today is a little bit of a door opening to make it easier for the tempo to possibly stop their losing streak. So, yeah, Jessica Shepard is out today. AC Flood is on the injury list this morning. Also, the number one pick in the WNBA draft this year is questionable due to a knee injury. She has a chance to end a 2-game absence Wednesday with the right knee injury. She's missed 2 games. So she's a possibility she may be coming back today from those 2 absences, but she's also questionable. It could very well be she's still going to be out today. So if Fudd does play, she's going to be off rhythm a little bit because she's missed a couple games. So hopefully she's not shooting so well, because she is a really good shooter. I mean, she is the WNBA 3-point shootout winner this year at All-Star break. And when she's played us, yeah, she can bomb the threes. So hopefully, because she's had a little bit of time off and been out, she's not in her rhythm and she's missing her shots. We can hope for this, right? If she is going to play, she may not play still. She may not play still. All right. Also, Costanza Verona is on the injury list. She's been suspended by the Wings. She was signed a developmental contract and she appeared in only one game, and now she has been suspended. She will head overseas. So no more Verona, no more gentlewoman of Verona play for the Dallas Wings. Also, one more on the list. It's the vet Alicia Clark. Alicia Clark is questionable for today's game due to a back injury. So she's in danger of missing a fourth game in a row today due to a back problem. So that's Alicia Clark, the vet, who actually really hurt us the last time we played them in Montreal. At the end of the game, she had some key baskets to help the Wings get some distance away from the tempo in that Montreal game that Fiercy went to at Bell Center. So, yeah, that's the injury list for Dallas this morning. Shep is out. Fudd is questionable. Verona has been suspended, and Clark is questionable also. So, yeah, injuries on both sides. Injuries on both sides. Let's look at the refs real quick. This is probably the worst ref crew we've had all year by record. Really bad record for these refs with the tempo for the season. The crew chief is Tiara Cruz, number 5. And officially, the tempo with Tiara Cruz are 1 and 3. The referee is Angel Kent, number 26. With Angel Kent, we're 0 and 2. And with umpire number 37, Teresa Stuck, we are 1 and 3. So an overall record of 2 and 8 with the 3 referees that will be refereeing our game today. 2 and 8, 2 wins, 8 losses with the 3 women who will be reffing. The ESPN matchup predictor is giving us a 16% chance to win today in Dallas. The Wings have an 84% chance. That's right. Game time is at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So be ready for some more tempo action tonight. Let's hopefully see them build like they've been building lately. See more incorporation of Nisa Morrow, some more Kiki Rice excellence, playing at a higher level. And yes, I'd love to see more Marina Mabry show. Chef Mabry, Maple Mabry. Let's go. And let's go get that 10 3-pointers made record and tie it with Kayla McBride. Or go for 11. Why not? Why not? There's your setup for tonight. Yeah, key injuries on both sides. Shepard's a big loss for them. And it really does help us up front with Shepard out. It really does. Yeah. All right. Trevor J's words of wisdom. Let's see what he's saying this morning. He's saying, don't let social media rush you or fool you. The struggle, the reality, and the truth aren't always being highlighted. Well, there's not really a whole lot true in social media these days. Did you guys know that in New Mexico, there was a lawsuit against Mark Zuckerberg and Meta over harming children? And he's been like ordered to pay like $567 million for harming children through Facebook. You know, a court has found this and ruled this. This, social media is not good for your health. Some people have said that using social media, overusing it, is like smoking a pack of cigarettes a day for your health. Seriously, you don't have to get all those toxins in your lungs. You get the toxins in your brain from seeing way too much. First of all, if you're friends with all your friends from high school and when you were younger, people that you came up with, they're going to be showing their best life on there. And they're not showing all the ugly stuff. And sometimes people try and put on a perfect facade, and it's not real. You cannot go on there and compare yourself to anybody else. Some ways the algorithm and the way Meta is constructed is it's there to fuck with you. They will post things to make you mad on purpose because they realize that rage farming is something that they can do. They can get people to actually click on stuff from being outraged or mad about it. There's all kinds of manipulative things going on there. There's all kinds of things. And with AI and a whole other dimension of messed up shit, it's only going to get worse, guys. So, yeah, I'm moving more and more towards leaving social media as much as possible. Some would call what I'm doing here social media. This is more pure social since we're talking straight to each other and stuff like that. But realize that, especially social media that has feeds, Whenever they're feeding you stuff, that means they want to feed you things to your brain. And they may be trying to shape you in little subtle ways that you don't even realize. It's very insidious, very, very insidious. This is the way that they try and shape public opinion. It used to be back in the day, they'd shape public opinion through television and movies. You'd be watching a movie and there'll be ad placements for Coca Cola, or maybe there'll be a subject or a plot line and they want to show a certain thing through the plot line. On TV, you can watch an old game show and you can see hosts and reinforcing conditioning of the nuclear family kind of lifestyle and how gender roles should be and all kinds of stuff in the minds of the establishment. So there's a lot of programming that comes from programming, whether it was old television programming when you were a kid and growing up, but now that's transitioned to we're programming you through your algorithm and your feed. So everybody needs to be as aware as possible of all this. The more awareness you have, the more you can be in your conscious mind looking at things critically and saying, well, this is what this is right here. They're fucking with me. This is a gaslight right here. Then you can control it and understand it better and realize when it's happening. Because the problem is there's a lot of dumb people out there that do not realize how manipulated they are by these forces. So this is very important. This is extremely important. Kudos to Trevor for his words of wisdom today. I like this. This is a modern words of wisdom here because social media is a modern problem. It can be used for good. Use it for the good stuff, like staying in communication with people you care about, maybe sharing some things with a small circle that you care about. But man, there's so much more bad uses for it. And it's really kind of like junk food at this point. If you eat it, you're going to be getting fat and ugly from it because it's bad for you. It's bad for you. That's right. Blessings to the Jones family, all the Rap Freak families. That's right. Happy game day. Hope we can win tonight. Yes, me too. Paige Beckers really does respect Marina Mabry. In fact, I feel like they're buddies. At All-Star Weekend when they were talking to each other, they seemed like they really got along real well. Paige did say in one of the interviews at WNBA All-Star break that she wanted to help Marina get the MVP. She did say that. So there's an admiration and a respect there. Paige is younger than Marina, but I'm sure that she can relate to her in a couple ways, being a sharpshooter herself. And who knows, maybe she even looks up to her a bit, especially for her 53 this year and her amazing shooting performances. So that's a fun matchup. I think there is a lot of respect between those two women. Yeah, I like Paige Beckers a lot. I feel like her hype is real. Her hype is real. There's a lot of players in this league that are getting overhyped that are a little bit more than they actually deserve, but Paige Beckers is not one of them. I'm going to say that right now. She is not one of them. She's real deal Holyfield. In some ways, the way she moves on the court and the way she scores and how creative she is very, very reminiscent to me in some ways. And I don't say this lightly, in like a Jordan-esque kind of way. Yeah, I don't say this lightly. Some people that show tendencies or the kind of creativity or the ability to be able to score in all kinds of different ways, that's when I start saying Jordan-esque. It's not about dunking. It's not about tongue wagging. It's about the ability to be versatile and creative with your offense in different ways to suit the moment and also the matchup. Know your opponent and know their weaknesses and take them apart. And Paige Beckers is one of those kind of powerful players. So yeah, Trevor J's bringing up that Kawhi is in town yesterday for National Bank Tennis Open. This is actually my Redditor of the day, Trevor J. King Lochner, 16. You are the Toronto Raptors Redditor of the day. He's got a picture of Kawhi at the National Bank Tennis Open in Toronto. Kawhi's in Toronto right now before he goes to Asia for his tour in China and Wuhan. He is here in Toronto. And well, him and his girlfriend were walking around with Sam McDaddy yesterday on film. And Sam McDaddy, we know who he is. Sam McDaddy, how can you miss him? His ads are all over the place. And he's often at courtside at Tempo and Raptor games. And he's the component like Nav Bhatia. Nav Bhatia handles transportation for the players that come to this city. Nav Bhatia will get you a nice car, Dennis Schroeder and Marina Mabry, so that you have something to drive while you're in Canada. Now, Sam McDaddy is the housing person. He's the person that will come and show you places that rent or buy for yourself while you're in Toronto. We know famously in the tempo world that Sam McDaddy helped Marina get her lakeside condo on an episode of Marina Mabry's YouTube channel. Sam was there showing her. Well, Kawhi and Miss Shipley walking around with Sam McDaddy portends that, well, he's looking for a place to live. And this stuff is going to get cleared up soon. And Kawhi Leonard is going to be a Toronto Raptor this season. I'm telling you, you don't hang out with Sam McDaddy unless you're getting a place to live and a place to live here. Now, we can talk on the flip side of the coin, Nick Nurse situation right now with place to live in Ontario. We'll talk about that a little bit today, too. But yeah, it's interesting that Kawhi was at the tennis match. He's also been cited with people at a sin conference. Like there was something where there were businessmen together from the East Indian community, and Kawhi was with them. And yeah, he's been cited around Toronto a bit. He doesn't seem affected or afraid or worried about anything. And well, let's go according to plan. Let's get that car from Nav and that place from Sam, and we'll be good. While Kawhi's here in Toronto, his teammates are all in Paris, apparently. We've got more and more evidence that the Raptors have assembled in their summer mini camp in Europe. And it's not Spain this year. It's not Barcelona. It's Paris, France. Well, Darko just did his interview in Serbia, in Belgrade. And yeah, I guess he hop, skipped, and a jump out of Serbia to France. I'm sure that Jakob Pertl finished his Austria camp with the kids in his home country and just jumped the border to France. And well, we have confirmations of sightings. The first person I saw in France was Colin Murray-Boyles, and I was confused. He posted a picture of himself near the Eiffel Tower. I was like, oh, Colin's in France. I said this on the show a couple of days ago. And then I saw that the Spurs are in France also. Victor Wembanyama, Steph Castle, Dylan Harper, even Kelly Olynyk, who's not officially on the Spurs right now because he's not under contract, is still with the Spurs in France right now. I've also heard that the Timberwolves are completely are convening in Paris, France also, due likely to Rudy Gobert, I'm sure. But yeah, there's like 3 NBA teams that are in Paris, France right now. And does this have to do anything with the NBA Europe plan for Adam Silver and stuff? Maybe in some ways. You know, somebody wrote on Reddit, I was in Paris, France cafe last weekend, and I saw Jacoby Walter in there. And I was like, what is going on? Why is Jacoby here? Nah, now it makes sense. The Raptors are doing a mini camp right now. Scotty confirmed in Paris, France, wearing I love Paris shirt. Scotty and Jamal Shed's Instagrams with that. We've seen Jamison Battle taking pictures of the Eiffel Tower. We've seen, Shed, Walter, and Murray-Boyles out there with the Eiffel Tower. We've seen Chucky Hepburn in Paris, France. So the team is there, definitely there in Paris. The Raptors doing their European mini camp where they're together, and I'm sure they're practicing, they're playing, and they're gearing up for the season. This has been very successful the last 3 off seasons. They've met in Spain 2 years in a row, and now this year it's France. Who knows? Maybe they'll jump to Spain for a second too at some point. But I love this. I love this. I wasn't sure if they're going to go this year. For some reason, I had a feeling that the European mini camp for the Toronto Raptors was not going to happen this year, but I was wrong. They're there. They're doing it right now. And I'm so proud of my guys that show up on their own time in the offseason to show the commitment towards our organization and the commitment towards getting the second one of those Larry O'Briens behind me over my shoulder right there. So, yeah, thank you to King Lochner 16. You are the Raptors Raider of the day. Kawhi's in Toronto, which is great. And the rest of the Raptors are in Paris, which is even great too. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so there you go. A little update on the comings and goings of Toronto Raptors. That's right. G is here. Good morning to Good Game, the original Raptor Freak Trivia champion, season 1 champion, the original champion, first ever champion. That's right. He's got that JYD signed jersey to prove it. That's right. He got a Jerome Williams Junkyard Dog signed jersey for winning his Raptor Freak championship. This is a pretty big one right there. All right, let's see. G saying this. Dallas has been losing since All-Star Page and Shepard have not been themselves lately. Also, Sykes is now playing 3 versus 3 So she is getting closer. Yeah, this is good news. This is good news. She's not running full court though still, and they still gotta baby her, but she really wants to come back. You can tell from that post the other day, which she's saying soon. I mean, I don't know. Like, in some ways, you got to wonder about if she's going to come back before this break. She needs to come back now because she needs to get as many games ahead of it. So I don't want to rush her. I don't want her to get in trouble with herself. Maybe she misses this one and she comes back for either the Fever or the Mystics on the 18th or 19th. We do have a back to back next week, which is really crazy because we get 5 days off after this game tonight. And then we have to play next Tuesday and Wednesday right in a row. Fever at Scotiabank Arena with Caitlin Clark. And then we travel to Washington to play the Mystics in Austin the very next night. So it's maybe she comes back and she's reinforcements for one of those back-to-back games next Tuesday and Wednesday. I would love that. It's still saying though on her injury sheet, where my source is, that her estimated return is actually going to be the 18th. So it could be next week against Indiana. Okay. So it could be next week. All right, then, G. All right, then. I'd love to see Brittany get back. Seriously, I really would. Yeah, Shepard being out is a huge blow to the Dallas Wings. This is a key player. This, in some ways, you could make an argument that this may be one of the most essential players for what they try and do to be successful. Seriously, yeah. Shepard being out is a big advantage for the tempo, especially with the arrival of Morrow. Morrow hopefully can really be chairwoman of the boards tonight. And really, I want to see that. Anissa, I'm going to give you a challenge this morning. The Raptor Freak has a challenge for you. Can you go out there and get double digits rebounds against Dallas tonight? I'd love to see it, Anissa. I'd love to see you just vacuum them all up. Yeah, just go get them. Just take them all in and go and take them. Take those rebounds. They're yours, Morrow. They got your name all over them. Go rebound like there's no tomorrow. How about that? They're all tomorrow is what it is. It's all tomorrow. That's right. The ball's bouncing to Morrow. That's right. That's what I'm talking about here. A little wordplay here with her last name. That's right. Let's get them all tomorrow. Fiercey is here. We have our original trivia champion, and we've got our fifth trivia champion, Miss Fiercey Salsera. Yes, Fiercey. Good morning to you, fam, and happy game day. Do you feel any personal retribution for this game tonight, seeing as you went and saw your first tempo game against the Dallas Wings at the Bell Center in Montreal last month, and they lost. And, well, it was kind of close. It could have been a winnable game. Well, let's get some get back, right? Let's get that get back, right? Fiercey, that's what we're thinking today. Happy game day. I always love seeing the purple and blue hearts on Fiercey's thing. You know what? I'm going to give her another dunk. We're going to give Fiercey another dunk. I'm just giving her a dunk for being an awesome mom, for having a great birthday week, and just being an exemplary Raptor freak. Like, seriously, 135 on the dunk charts for Miss Salsera. That's right. She's the leader, I believe. You've got the most dunks, Fiercey, this year. So you might be trivia champion and dunk champion in consecutive years right now. You are really racking it up here. All right, let's see. Fiercey's saying this. I'm intrigued by who will start tonight. Looking forward to the game. Is it at Scotiabank Arena? No, they're in Dallas. They will be playing in Dallas in this new moon Wednesday today. Yeah, this is the last game of our road trip, and then they'll come back for one game just to play at Scotiabank next week against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. So, yeah, this game is in Dallas. This is a Dallas game. Yeah. Shaq Lindsay's here. Good morning, Shaq Lindsay. Y'all, thanks for supporting my channel, Fiercey and Shaq and Trevor. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you so much. Shaq Lindsay saying this, have no fear, Kawhi is here. I love that. I love that. Well, not officially, but as a spectator watching tennis. That's right. Yeah, I mean, Kawhi ain't trying to be up here in Canada unless there's, realness to him coming back and returning. And I'm telling you, it's a dead giveaway if you see him with McDaddy. Oh, that's house shopping. That's house shopping right there, especially with the spouse right next to them. They're all there. Yeah, Sam McDaddy is basically saying, Kawhi, listen, I'm going to get you a great place this time. Last time, I did pretty good. But this time, we're going to do even better when I get you this place. Yeah, you're going to love it because Yeah, you're gonna love it. Oh, you're so funny, Sam. All right, let's see what else we got. Smooth Brown, man, another Raptor Freak trivia champion in the house. This is our fourth Raptor Freak trivia champion from last year. That's right, champions on this channel. We have champions here. That's right. Smooth saying this. Leonard took pictures with Coco Guff and the ball guys, girls, and guys. Yeah, that's a man of the people. It's like this guy's not above everyone. He's gonna go take pictures with the ball boy and the ball girl. There's nothing wrong with that. That's right. And Coco is a superstar. Superstars flock to superstars. And Kawhi Leonard can see greatness because greatness knows greatness. That's right. That's right. Great to see you, Reg. Shaq saying this. Is it true about RJ taking less to stay a Toronto Raptor? I've heard this rumor this week. I've heard some people say this. I mean, it's not hard to connect the dots that you would think, yeah, he said that. I mean, once again, Shaq Lindsay, I've been saying it for a couple years now because in some ways, RJ and I have the same beating heart for the city of Toronto. I love this city so much. You guys got to understand. As a little kid growing up in Florida, I always wanted to live in Toronto. In fact, I felt like I got ripped off having to grow up in Tallahassee instead of growing up in Toronto. And I have a strong affinity for the city of Toronto, a very, very strong affinity. I think RJ does too. I mean, you got to think about it. As a kid growing up in Mississauga, so many good memories of coming downtown and going to Eaton Center, going to the Science Center, going to Ontario Place, going to the X, going to the zoo, going to the CN Tower. There's so much in Toronto and so many memories as a kid. And if you're a kid playing basketball, you play in tournaments and places all over the town. You have so many good memories in different gyms, just all over the GTA. No, this is real. Why wouldn't you think this is real? RJ's the truth. So what would you think if you were sitting in a room with RJ and you asked him that question? Oh, for sure. I would take the discount to stay on the Raptors to help us win a championship and celebrate as a hometown hero. He would. I mean, in some ways, do you really have to think about whether this rumor would be true? Seriously, ask yourself that. I think it's true. I've heard it. I mean, I was saying it for a couple years ahead of time, and it was just like, oh, the rumors come out. And well, that fits with what I've been saying on this channel for at least 2 years now. I said when things come up with RJ and his contract, don't be surprised if he'll take a discount to keep the band together and even make the Raptors even stronger with the ability to get more talent. So yeah, I could see this. Yeah, Reggie saying this. I got an autographed ball from Elena Raybanks. Sorry, I botched the name. Were you there too? So Reggie was at the tennis tournament. Did you see Kawhi? You should have went up to Kawhi and said, "Hey, man, I'm so glad you're back." She won the match yesterday. That's awesome. So, Reg, you were at the tennis also. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Mr. Greg is in the house. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Mr. Greg. Only blessings and love, and the best things coming towards you, my friend. That's right. That's right. Every day. That's right. Mr. Greg is here supporting the Raptor Freak channel. This is Mr. Greg is becoming a Raptor freak, a tempo freak, a basketball freak. This man just loves the sport of basketball, and he knows this is the best place on YouTube in the morning to catch all the Canadian basketball topics because we're covering everything today. CBL, big night tonight. We got our Raptors sighted in Paris, and well, it's a big night for the Tempo in Dallas to play the Wings. That's right. That's right. Trevor J saying the Tempo game tonight will be nationally televised on the USA Network in the States. That's good. I do enjoy that we're getting a lot of games nationally in the States this season, but it's too bad that we're so weakened in our position right now. It would have been better if we were seen on national television more often in the beginning of the season when we were a 500 team. In fact, I was looking at the schedule for the Tempo so far this year, and the apex of their winning was the last game, the game that they won in overtime against Connecticut Sun. At that point, they were 7-5. 2 games above 500, and that's the highest and best record they've had all season. A lot of hanging around right next to 500 and just right there. So Monique Lawrence, the super fan, went to the first ever overtime victory of the Toronto Tempo on that Wednesday night. And that was the apex, the height of their whole entire season as far as record-wise, 7-5 at that moment. Now, in that first month of the year, we could have been on TV then. We would have looked better. And we were on TV a little bit then. But it seems like we're on TV almost every game now. And well, we're in a weakened state and we're not putting the best foot forward. And this will perpetuate the narratives that we're a dog shit team and horrible. And people down south are going to think this. They're going forward. They're going to be like, wow, Tempo are a joke, man. They can't win. I seen them on TV on USA Network and they're bad, man. That's why we need to win tonight, Marina Mabry, because then you could change the narrative. Y'all go beat Paige Beckers and the Dallas Wings tonight on national television, the USA on the USA Network. Then, people can't be saying stuff like they're a weak sauce team, man. Tempo aren't very good. I watched them on the Ion Network. Yeah, they were really bad. I saw them lose really bad to the Valkyries and shit like that. We don't need to hear this shit. So let's get some pride tonight, Tempo, and let's beat the Wings on U.S. national television so we can change the narrative. This is what the Raptors do. I always notice when we get national televised games for the Raptors, they choke and they lose, and that perpetuates the narrative for Americans about how they are. Sometimes I feel like this is controlled, or they want this to happen, to be able to say this kind of stuff. So let's beat the narratives. Let's go beat them, Marina and company, tonight. That's right. Let's beat the narratives. That's right. Fusey's saying this. I'm so grateful my daughter, hang on, jumped ahead. I'm so grateful my daughter stays busy with school and basketball. I noticed she was spending more time on her phone in the last months of high school as she has had less homework. Yeah, this is something that's really a strategy that my brother uses with his kids, is keep them busy with activities. If you keep kids busy with structure and activities, it's less likely they're going to fall into bad groups, bad habits, or with bad people. Yeah. If they have responsibilities because they have a baseball practice or they have gymnastics or they have cheerleading or they have swimming and stuff like that, they're less likely to be bored and looking for trouble. That's a big part right there. So that's smart. That's smart. I mean, I believe that you should listen to your kid and let them decide what activities they want to do. You don't force them to do anything they don't want to do. But also on the same token, and I heard this recently, I forget who said this, but it was some athlete. It may have been CJ Miles or somebody like that, maybe Emmanuel Quickly or something. They said if you get your kid to do any activities, don't let them quit though. They have to if they go into something and they try and quit halfway through it, you can't let them, because that's part of the lesson. You got to let them go all the way through the activity, because you'll be teaching them that they can quit stuff. If they and you don't want them, you don't want people to go and quit things when it gets hard. So that's the one thing I would say. If they decide they want to do something and they're wholeheartedly into it, they have to see it through until the term when it's supposed to be up. And that means the end of the season. If they don't want to do another season after that, that's something else. But yeah, this is good stuff. And I'm glad to hear that Fiercey Jr. is doing so well. And I'm sure she's looking forward to university coming up real fast. That's right. Coming up real fast. Let's go, Hurricanes. Let's go, Hurricanes. Yeah, that's right. She's going to be playing college ball, y'all. That's right. Fiercey Jr. is going to be playing college basketball in the fall. It's amazing. Good stuff, man. That's right. Let's go, Hurricanes. That's right. Shaq Lindsay's saying this. If this is true, I'm going to go out today and buy a number 9 jersey to support and sponsor RJ. Laugh out loud. There you go. There you go. I guess that is an indirect way to put some money in the pocket of Rowan Barrett Jr. is go ahead and buy his jersey. He gets proceeds from the sale. And yeah, do it. I bought a RJ jersey. Adriana has a RJ jersey. That's right. We got to support Rowan Barrett Jr. and what he's doing if he's going to take a little discount. That's right. He's going to take a little discount. Yeah. Man, I'm so proud to rock my RJ9 because he truly is one of the greatest Canadian athletes in Canada history, because he's going to get an NBA championship with Scotty Barnes, and we are going to be champions again. Watch. That's right. When that happens, the Canadian heritage moments are going to be off the chain, and RJ Barrett will be up there with people like Joe Carter. I'm telling you right now, it's coming. It's coming. It's going to be like that. That's right. Shaq Lindsay saying, please support RJ's quest to be our Canadian GOAT and our journey to be champion. That's right. That's what we're talking about right here, Shaq Lindsay. We're right on point. You and I are like-minded. I didn't even read that comment yet, and we're saying the same thing. That's right. Trevor J saying all the Raptors are in Paris right now. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice city. They're entranced with the Eiffel Tower. I am a little suspicious that all the Spurs are there too. When I saw that Colin was there, but I didn't know the rest of the Raptors were there, and I saw the Spurs were there, I started to get into kind of weird conspiracy theory mode. But nah, the whole Raptors team is there too. Who knows? Maybe they can call up Mitch Johnson and say, "Hey, you guys want an impromptu scrimmage, Spurs versus Raptors? Yeah, we'll meet you at the Louvre. Yeah, we'll meet you at the Louvre. We're playing downstairs with the Mona Lisa. Yeah, get the hoops set up. We're gonna be down here with priceless art, playing some basketball today. Spurs versus Raptors, secret game. Oh, you came to see art? Well, you're gonna see art from Wemby. Yeah, this is Wemby. Yeah, you see Wemby? Yeah, you can't miss him. And this is Scott Barnes. Yeah, he's gonna show you some art. He is an artiste. He's going to sculpt something real nice for you real quick on the basketball court here in the Louvre. Oh, did we break that? I'm sorry. We didn't mean to. We're playing basketball. We're playing basketball. Zuzala! Zuzala! Get out! Get out, Raptors! Get out! That shit would be so fun. Watching the Raptors play the Spurs in the Louvre. They could probably make up something where they're like calling it a nouveau art exhibit. This is real art. This life is art, and we're making this is what I call NBA. This is my piece called NBA. All right, I'll stop. I'll stop. This is stupid. All right, let's keep going. Fiercely saying this proof that recent article saying Kawhi's girlfriend was miserable in their relationship was BS. Body language from yesterday's sighting did not show unhappiness. I love Fiercey's covering this. In some ways, Fiercey's looking at it for that. Is like, yeah, the stupid rumor that came out about Miss Shipley's horrible life and sadness behind the scenes is, I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, I hate that kind of clickbait shit. There was no article online anywhere that elaborated exactly what that clickbait headline that was posted in our Discord meant. So I can't go to it and say, well, this is why Shipley's in such bad trouble. There's no evidence. There's nothing that is out there that says anything about this. It's just somebody made an ominous headline that didn't mean jack shit. And, like, look, once again, this is his college sweetheart. This is not a lately lady. This is somebody who's been in his life for like 15 years. And she is the mother of his children. So, that's the thing. That's a very symbolic thing of like clickbait, misinformation, disinformation, misleading people. You can't just read a headline and that's all. You got to go and look at the article and see the facts, see if there are any facts, see if you can tell it's actually just full of shit. Critical thinking, so important. In fact, critical thinking is so important in this world today. There are schools in other countries, like in Scandinavia and Japan, that are teaching their kids, their little kids, like toddlers and elementary school kids, how to critically think. There's actually classes for kids in other countries to arm them with the discernment to be able to tell what is bullshit and what isn't. They're not going to do that in the States. They want people to be stupid and follow the fucking child rapist leader. That's like Kim Jong-un's shit, North Korea shit, propaganda shit. Make them dumb so they will follow a criminal. That's the shit down there. So yeah, maybe up here in Canada, we need to start critical thinking classes too, just like they're doing over in Scandinavia and Japan. Yeah, they're teaching kids this. I mean, they teach kids good skills in other countries. In China, they're teaching them how to cook at like 3 years old. Get that out there and start cooking for me. Yeah, you're 3 years old. You're going to make me dinner from now on. That's right. You're making me dinner now, 3-year-old toddler. No, you're not laxing on your life and just living your life in the sandbox and the finger paints. No, you're going to earn your keep. You're making me dinner tonight, young 3-year-old. That's right. They're doing that in China. Seriously. They do that in China. It's hilarious. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Shaq Lindsay saying this: buy a number 9 jersey. That's right. He's advertising for this. That's right. Get that number 9. Get that number 9, RJ. That's right. Shaq Lindsay saying Kawhi sporting the Afro look. I love it. Yeah, Kawhi seems happier. That's what some people are noticing right now. It's like it's weird, man. If you think about the years in the Clippers, and when he's sitting on the bench and you see him in public and stuff, he looks a little lost, like a lost puppy, kind of like, never kind of like smiling too much, just kind of looking shocked or surprised or kind of like depressed, even. I mean, there were times you'd see him on the bench in street clothes for the Clippers in these years past, just recently between his times in Toronto, where he's just looking lost and like, what am I doing? I'm wasting my life. Man, I messed up when I left Toronto. Man, Dennis fucked me up. Why did he get me here instead of staying in Toronto? I like Toronto actually. Like, why did I listen to them? Like, seriously, he's like rethinking his life. You'd see him on the bench doing that. They'd come to Toronto and the Clippers would be playing us. And he'd be in street clothes, sitting over on the bench. He'd be thinking, man, why did I leave this? And he's looking around at Scotiabank Arena and be like, why the hell did I leave all this? This is fantastic. This is great. But now all of a sudden, even though there's a scandal, even though he's investigated, even though he's holding up the NBA to a degree, man's happy go lucky. Man's smiling more. Has an aura to him that's like light and jubilant. Before he's like storm clouds over him when he's on Bomber's team. Yeah. Yeah, storm clouds hanging over him like a Peanuts character who's down in the dumps. Charlie Brown just found out the little redheaded girl don't like him. It's like, yeah, he's got a different energy right now. He does. You can see it. That's right. Fiercey's got the French stuff out. She's got the flag. She's got the baguette. She's got the espresso. That's right. I'm sure that Darko is getting his coffee while he's in Paris right now. And who knows? He's probably yelling at them in the basement of the Louvre. Go, go, go. Who cares? Who cares about that sculpture? Just go. Keep going. Shaq Lizzie's saying this. I tried to have my wife sport that look, but she ain't having it. The perm has gone to her head. The perm. Oh, she had to. She was going to do a fro, like a big fro too. That's cool. Yeah, I like your encouraging that everybody should go get Barrett jerseys. I think that's right. Y'all. Everybody should go get Barrett jerseys. Y'all see something Scotty did in the last 24 hours on his Instagram? Scotty Barnes posting on Instagram because look, once again, CBS Sports, fuck you guys. They come out with the worst contracts in the NBA. And Joel Embiid is number one, apparently. That's what they're saying. But they put Yak at 4. Ja Morant was in the top 3. I was actually, yeah, okay, this is interesting. Y'all are telling the truth about Joel and Ja Morant, but they still put Yak at 4. It's annoying. Jakob Poeltl being put at the 4th worst contract in the NBA by CBS Sports. This is some bullshit. 2-finger salute for them, by the way. Scott don't like it either. What does Scotty do? What does Scotty do yesterday on his Instagram? Once again, he's making it publicly known. This man endorses Poeltl for center for the Toronto Raptors. Yeah, he posted a highlight reel of Jakob in his highlights on his Instagram stories yesterday. So Scotty is very much a huge Yak fan, and I wish more Raptors fans would realize this. Scotty don't care the Yak's getting paid, and you know what? We shouldn't either. It's not our money. It's Ed Rogers III's money. So let Yak get paid. Seriously. And is our roster construction all fucked up because of him? No, it's not. Don't lie to yourself. Jakob Poeltl is not messing up our roster construction because the money he's getting paid. We have a very good roster. He's not messing anything up. So, yeah, I love Scott. Whenever he shows public support for Poeltl, that's big time stuff. He'll say it in interviews. He'll say it after games. He will talk about it on Twitch. He will post it in his Instagram stories. So pay attention, Raptors Nation, and respect the big Austrian that mans the pivot for us on our team. And when he comes back healthy next year and he plays at a very high level, averaging almost a double-double, yeah, all y'all are going to shut up about his contract. Watch. That's some of the motivation coming up for this year. And you don't think that Scott is going to try and help Jakob look better just to make y'all be stupid, you critics of Poeltl. You're stupid. Watch. Scotty Barnes is going to make Jakob look amazing because he's going to try and help him in his quest to look better, just like the Raptors helped Lou Williams get a 6th man of the year. You don't think teammates try and do that for each other? Oh, yeah. Y'all are going to see. Y'all are going to see this year. Mark my words. That's right. Let's see what else we're saying here. Mr. Greg saying this with a full roster, I think we would have at least 15 wins, if not more. Yeah, I could speculate that. That's easy to do. You know, it's the since Brittany went down and Kiki along with her, that really stopped all kinds of momentum we had going in positive direction. And we've been just kind of trying to catch up now. It's just like in a game. You get down by 20 in the second quarter and you're trying to make the comeback the whole rest of the game. You've lost too much ground and it's too hard to win the game at that point. And that is the playoffs for the Tempo. We're just not going to make the playoffs. In some ways, I'd say salvage things and try and catch the Portland Fire. But now they're 3 wins above us with 13 wins. We only have 10. So yeah, only 10 wins in the history of the Toronto Tempo right now, including preseason, everything. If you went to one of those 10 games this year, well, consider yourself lucky that you went to a Toronto Tempo win this season. I went to one. Monique, the superfan Lawrence, went to one too. That's right. We love Monique so much. She talked to me yesterday, and she's going through some changes right now in her life that are difficult. So I would ask all the Raptor Freak family to keep Monique in your thoughts and prayers and wish her the best of luck in some of the changes that are happening in her life right now. I'm not going to talk about her personal life out in public, but I will say in just in general that let's think about Mo, superfan Mo, and keep her in the best positive blessings and thoughts for her to have the best outcomes in some of the things she's facing right now. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. I won't say anymore. I won't say anymore. Yeah, Fiercely likes that. All the rebounds tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll love you, Anissa. You go and get all the boards. Tomorrow we love you, Miss Morrow. You came to the Tempo's door. I gotta stop those Weird Al parodies, man. I'm on it today. I'm doing the Raptors and Spurs playing in the Louvre, and I'm doing Annie parody songs now. Oh my gosh, Daddy Warbucks. Oh my gosh, what are you doing here? That's right. Trevor J is brought up. This is so funny. This shit happened yesterday, and I was like, "What the hell?" All right, I do my show, and I think that the Tempo are messing with me because they always like make their announcements about roster moves 5 minutes after I go off the air. Like, I want to do the breaking news. I want to tell everybody exactly when we get a new developmental player yesterday, but they time it with like 5 minutes right after I sign off. And then they drop the release that we have signed Zay Green to a developmental contract for the rest of the season. This is a player that is from they were drafted 2 years ago. They have not played this season. They were cut I believe they were cut by the Mystics at the beginning of the year. But yeah, in some ways I gotta look up stuff about her again because yeah, I don't even know if she has a Wikipedia page. It's crazy. But she hasn't played this season. She's a guard and she's like 6'2". It seems like a tall guard, you know. She's from Dallas. She's 26 years old. She went to Tennessee, Texas A&M, and the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and she was in the third round of the draft, picked by the Mystics. She was 32nd pick overall. So yeah, she hasn't technically played in the WNBA yet, like had a record or anything, or played in a game or anything. But she's been traded around a couple times. She was uh from the traded to the Mystics and been around the Mystics most of the time. She's been in a franchise, but she's not really played yet. Now we're running out of games. We're running out of developmental games too. Ornella, who's the other developmental player, has played 3 games, so she's only eligible for 9 games left. The developmental players get 12 games, but I think that I'm not totally sure what the rule works because I'm still learning WNBA. Do they both get 12 games or they have to share 12 games? Because the wording is really weird. If Ornella's played 3 already, does that mean there's only 9 up for grabs between the two of them for the rest of the season? Where maybe like one of them plays 5 and one of them plays 4? I don't know. Either way, Zay Green is now on the Tempo as a developmental contract for the rest of the season. So we'll get a good look at her and see how she fits with our team. But she hasn't played in the WNBA technically yet, even though she's been involved and around the league, just been sitting around watching it, I guess. But yeah, that's the new acquisition, Zay Green. Zay Green, a 6'2" guard. That seems like a tall guard. Tall guard. Fiercely saying this at Isaac and Kareem will rally back with so many jokes. I won't get the dunk title as I'm not as creative. Well, this year, honestly, they're not trying to be funny. First of all, Isaac and Kareem are not here as much as recent years for whatever reasons. Maybe they're busier. They're not in here trying to make cheap jokes like they normally do. So this is a different year. In fact, I would make this pres- pre- presumption that this year's dunk champion is going to be winning because of factoids and factualness and helpfulness to the channel. The funny dunks aren't necessarily the only kind of way to dunk. It's any kind of contribution, whether you say something somebody else appreciates and they want to give you a lob, to give you a dunk, or you're just helpful. Fact checking by Kaz, that'll get dunks. There's a lot of different actions. Just like dunkers, we got different styles. You got one-handed dunks, you got two-handed dunks, you got two-footed dunks, you got flying through the air from the free throw line dunks. There's all kinds of different ways to dunk, and you could get the dunk championship. You're leading. You got a big lead. You have a big lead. So just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing fine. That's what I would say. Trevor J saying August 15th, Tempo open practice. Yes, they announced yesterday, and I appreciate Tempo. I'm going to give a dunk to Trevor for reminding me about this because I might have not talked about this if he didn't bring it up. They're going to do open practices in Vancouver while they're there, just to give more opportunity to the local crowd out in BC to see more Tempo. And so they'll have an open practice over there. So there's already people looking for tickets to that. They just announced it recently, and it seems like it's a little quick considering how close it is. It's like in just over a week. So yeah, get on the top of it. If you want to go see the Tempo up close at an open practice in Vancouver, that stuff is coming. And Trevor said it's going to be on the 16th or something. What'd you say? 15th? That's this Saturday. That's like in 3 days. So yeah, get on it. If you're really a huge Tempo fan, you'll know about this and you'll get there and you'll get rewarded with going to see this. Yeah, the 15th. Wow. Trevor, you got 84 on the dunk charts. That's right. Fiercey's giving high fives to Mr. Greg. Love to see it. Potential Raptor Freak Rookie of the Year. That's right. I would say that. That the 2026 Rookie of the Year is probably Mr. Greg. Yeah. Yeah, I could say that. We've had great first year Raptor Freaks that have come through each year and had different Raptor Freak Rookies of the Year over the years. Some of them are still around, some of them are come and gone, but they check in here and there. But it's great to see Mr. Greg is the front runner. I would say that. Kaz is saying good morning to everyone. Good morning to you, Trucker Kaz. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Good luck with your fantasy this week. G saying this, Fiercey, you are consistent like SGA, though. That's the thing. She shows up every day. Even when she was on her cruise, she's checking in with us. And, she is one of the most consistent people in the chat. Her and Trevor are pretty reliable, reliable in attendance in the morning here. That's right. Fiercely saying this, there's a girl who already quit the team midway through practice on Monday. It is demanding 3 practices a week, and now the schedule is out for the season. Fiercey Jr. will either be on the road, school, or home. Laugh out loud. There you go. Keep her busy. And, the right things will find her. Instead of the wrong things. Keep her busy. That's right. Let's see. Fiercely saying this. I try to be consistent. Not easy, though. Keeping focus is key in all aspects of our lives. Well, I'm sure you've been doing a great job. You're a great role model. In some ways it's true. Like you'll imprint on her habits because your habits are shown to her. And in some ways you teach her how to live by the way you live. And you're probably doing a fantastic job, honestly. You probably are. But there's always probably places we can improve, right? And there's always places we can improve. G saying this, yes, always after your show, there is news. I know, I've noticed that recently, but I don't care. It's kind of like I skim the bottom of the pool or the ocean to get all the stuff And while whatever lays there for whatever 9:30, it'll come through and we'll pick it up. We'll pick it up. Yeah, if there's one I don't need to be right on time. I know some other podcasters, Hello and Welcome, He Who Shall Not Be Named, Raptors Digest, they're gonna jump on and do reactions right away after things happen. I'm not gonna do that. No, I've thought about doing like emergency uh, podcasts for big news. I'm like, nah, they know when I'm gonna come around and say my 2 cents on things, and it's a pretty set time. In fact, that anchored time at 9:30 in the morning, and sometimes I think they do kind of try and screw with me sometimes because they'll put a Raptors press conference at 9:30. Or other people that make content may try and jump on my time, but either way, it doesn't matter. This is just when I come to do my show, and I've been consistent with this. Speaking of consistency, so that y'all can depend on me. That's right. That's right. I won't be here. I was late yesterday, 5 minutes, and Adriana noticed it. She's like, "I noticed you were 5 minutes late on your show yesterday. What was going on there?" I mean, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. If you really want me to, I had to go to the bathroom, and the bathroom took a little longer than I thought, so I was 5 minutes late for getting on my show yesterday. But considering everything, being only 5 minutes late was pretty good, considering how much I had to do before I got on the show. So yeah, it's pretty good. Let's see. Mr. Greg saying, I believe all of the developmental players are entitled to 12 games each. See, somebody worded it really weird. Somebody had put in, I think it was Chelsea Late. I'm not totally sure that, you know, that they have both between them. They have 12 games to use. I'm like, wait, what? Do you mean that they both have 12 games, but Ornella's used 3 and she only has 9 now, and Zay has 12? I mean, we only have 12 games to play for the season at this point. It's almost like, yo, just go ahead and let them play. I mean, seriously, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in August, and then we only have 4 in September near the end. So there's only 12 games left. So they could play green every single game for the rest of the season if they really want to, if that's the rules. And Ornelas can play all of them but 3. I think that's right. Mr. Greg, you're getting a dunk for information right there. Mr. Greg will get a dunk for this. Mr. Greg is going to Morris Peterson 24 on the dunk charts because that is he's helping me find out the rules. Isaac Campbell wants a dunk for Fiercey. So he's just like, see, he's here. He's not trying to make jokes. He's all about being the Julie Alamong this year and just throwing some passes. So he wants to help Fiercey. He's not trying to catch her. He's pushing her further. That's right. 138 for Fiercey on the lob from Mr. Benevolent. That's right. Mr. Benevolent. Better than Mr. Wonderful. Yeah, screw you, you piece of crap. AI Center one piece of crap, Kevin O'Leary. That's right. If I want to see a battle between Mr. Benevolent and Mr. Wonderful, yeah, Isaac Campbell every day. That's right. Y'all get ready for your elections coming up. There's elections going on in the States right now. They had another election Tuesday yesterday and some pretty good results overall. Although I don't understand how this pillow guy can't concede, idiot. And yeah, who the hell would vote for Michelle Tafoya? Come on now. Yeah, but yeah, we're gonna have elections here in Canada too. So be paying attention. There are elections coming up in Ontario, and we can't sit out on this stuff like we have in the past. The biggest problem with politics in Canada is people are not getting to the polls and not exercising their rights to vote. And if you think that you can't do anything, it doesn't matter, it's a waste of time, you're wrong. They fooled you and made you to think that. And you are part of the problem because you're apathetic and you're not going to vote. So just go vote. Go vote. Even if it's somebody that's not totally the right person, vote for the person that's going to your best interest for who has a possibility to win and closest alignment to what you believe. I have very strong beliefs that Doug Ford's failing Ontario by cutting the budget for fighting forest fires and having us all go through this mess this summer. There's a lot of different ways you could say that the government that's in Ontario right now is failing the people. So why would you support that party if they're not doing things correctly to help us? Is what I'm saying. That's what I would say to that. Yeah, Fiercey's got Scotty and Yak on blast. I love seeing the Scotty and Yak emoticon faces. That's right. Randolph is here. Good morning to Randolph Phillips. Blessings, beloved Raptor Freaks family. When you have godly morals and principles, you will have good integrity, and you are not easily manipulated by others who traffic in conspiracies and falsehoods. Ooh, I love that. I love that. I love the prayer I keep hearing more recently, that any evil against me shall not prosper. I hear Emmanuel say it. I hear Jacoby say it. I hear Jonathan say it. Jonathan Mobo, former Raptor. And I love that saying, that's part of Emmanuel's name, protected by God, is that, if there are conspiracies against us as a whole, as a general population, may they fail. May those people fall flat on their face and have their plans fall right through, like a bad supervillain in a comic book. Seriously, because there is energy out there like this, like a Lex Luthor, like a Joker, like any bad guy from a DC or Marvel comic. And well, let none of those forces prosper or succeed. I love that aspect of that. Seriously. And Randolph, I love what Randolph's saying here, is that when you have the godly morals and principles, regardless of what you identify as, it could be any religion. It doesn't matter if you're Muslim, you're Jewish, or you're Christian, or whatever. As long as you hold the principles and the morals that are correct, as far as looking out for each other, believing in equality, believing in freedom of expression, of right to worship, then you are probably on the right side with whatever your higher power is. And that those powers out there will be there to protect you, like Emmanuel quickly. That's right. That's right. Blessings to the Phillips family and all the Raptor Freak families out there. That's right. Thank you, Randolph, so much for your words of wisdom this morning. Randolph saying this: Lakers reportedly sold at record breaking $12 billion valuation to Josh Kushner. Why is that guy's last name Kushner? Bob Iger. Ugh, any name with Kushner right now is icky. And like, nobody should be named Kushner buying anything right now, or being involved in FIVA or anything. Ugh. Well, I mean, that's why George Lopez, as I said recently, comedian George Lopez, Hispanic American George Lopez, is turning his back on his beloved franchises that he has rooted for his whole entire life, the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Los Angeles Lakers, because the ownership groups that have bought those teams made their profits and their fortunes off of for-profit prisons, which is basically making money off one of the most immoral ways, the incarceration of people and warehousing them. And you're making money off of that. That is sick, gross shit. And, that's in some ways a very strong moral stand by George Lopez to say, I'm turning my back on these teams that I've supported and loved for years, the Lakers and the Dodgers, because I understand the money that's behind them and the money that just purchased them is coming from locking up people that look like me. And that's just not right. It's just not right. So yeah, Laker fans, your team is now owned by for-profit prisons and that awful system. So yeah, just so they know, they need to know the truth. That's right. Superfan Mo is in the chat. I love to see it. Monique, good morning. So happy to talk to you yesterday. I only wish you love and blessings all the time. You know that. Good morning, Raptor Freak crew. Go Tempo. That's right. Monique is always striving for progress for our expansion WNBA team and getting better and better. And well, there's a lot of good signs and good things. Monica has been doing more moves lately with Morrow and Green coming in. And hopefully, these moves lead to even more success down the road. Only love and blessings raining down on the Lawrence family and Superfan Mo. That's right. That's right. Fiercey's got Mo on blast here too. Look at that. Giving the prayers and the flowers to our exemplary MVP of the Raptor Freak family, Miss Mo. That's right. That's right. I never thought I'd see Nick Nurse name in the news suing Ontario. Yeah, well, all right, let's talk about this. Nick Nurse is interesting, man. He's a fascinating guy. Turnabout's fair play, Nick. Nick is a fascinating person. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, yeah. I think that's what he said about Canada when he was on his way out. That Canadians are fascinating people. Well, you're fascinating too, Nick. You're fascinating too. Now, I don't know all the nuts and bolts and details of this case exactly. I kind of understand it. is basically, all right, we fired Nick. We fired him, by the way. Masai fired him. Okay. Now just don't put it any other way. Let go, whatever. No, he was fired. He was fired. Okay. Straight up fired. Okay. Straight up fired. When we fired him that summer and he went to Philadelphia, he sold his home within the year after that. And Ontario came out with a rebate program to help people with their housing and stuff like that, where they could get money back from a home sale. But they did this after he sold the home. He sold the home in like 2023 or something like that. The rebate came out in 2024. So he tried to retroactively try and get this money, which is like $700,000 almost, rebated back to him after the fact. But the rules state in the Ontario tax code or whatever that you have to have been owning the house at the date of when the rebate was dispersed, which is not what Nick owned the house. Nick owned the house like a year before, and he had nothing to do with it for a whole year. And then he's retroactively trying to come back and get this money. I don't know. What does that sound like to you? What does that sound like to you? So he's taking the Ontario government to court and saying that I should be able to get this rebate even if I sold my house a year and a half before the rebate was given. Does that sound right, y'all? Now, some people are taking this opportunity to slam the Ontario government and say all this kind of bullshit and stuff like that. Look, I'm getting a rebate this year, right? Because I'm getting solar panels at my place this year. And they give us a rebate for buying them, but it's all within a deadline. It's all within a thing. And in fact, we have to do it this year because the rebate that we're going to participate in, the solar rebate, it runs out at the end of this year. So we're getting the panels this summer. And we're going to get the money all in the timeline, and we understand the deadlines and all this. Nick Nurse don't understand the deadlines. Nick Nurse don't understand all this. It sounds like he just wants free money from the Ontario government as a rich guy who has millions of dollars already. Some people can get all mad at this and say, oh, it's Ontario. Ontario's fucked up. The government's fucked up. The tax code's fucked up. That's not what this is. This is Nick Nurse grifting, trying to get a rebate that he doesn't actually qualify for. And he's just trying to get an extra bit of money on top of things. So, and his lawyers are trying to make a case to argue this, but it doesn't mean that he's going to win. And honestly, it sounds like some grifting ass shit from old butthole face. So yeah, I mean that's what I read into it. Some people are they're getting opinions. Some people have a problem with taxes in Canada and Ontario, and they're trying to dig in and get it all diluted and make it sound like the Ontario government's at fault. No, the rules were clearly stated. And Nick Nurse is just another rich guy that thinks that they should bend the rules for him because he's famous or he's this or that. Some fans, Raptors fans, are like, how can we treat our championship coach like this? I hate my country. Shut up, man. This dude's trying to bend the rules. This dude is not going by things. If you read the article clearly, it states that he was not allowed to do this because he was not in possession of the home when the rebate was dispersed. So it's like, hello, let's read the fine print. Let's not just go on emotion. Say, I like Nick. He got us at Larry O'Brien. I'm standing with him. No, let's actually look at it and read what it says. And what the Ontario government is saying is that he was not in possession of owning the house when the rebate came out. And he's trying to go and say, well, I did this 2 years before. Why aren't you giving me this money now? That's what's going on right now. That's the case right there. So yeah, a little bit of illumination on the Nick Nurse scandal with the Ontario government right now. I mean, it sounds like just a rich guy trying to get some extra money. Honestly, who does this hurt? This hurts us. We're Ontario taxpayers, and we're the ones that this money has to do with. Why does Nick Nurse need an extra $700,000 from us after the fact? He's been gone how many years now? And he's trying to get free money off the Ontario government is what it looks like to me. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what I see right there. That's what it is. It's a rebate for selling a house that he sold like 2 years before. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. That's right. Let's see. Mo's saying this. Raptors fans, stop freaking out over not having Christmas. It's stupid. Who cares? It's all over social media. Stop. It's silly. I know. I'm totally with Monique on this. We like having our Christmas to ourselves and not have to watch the Raptors play on Christmas Day. It's just a distraction from when, family time and, doing nice things like eating good food and spending time with people you care about. So it's like, yeah, I'm totally with Mo on this. And I think that once again, Raptors fans allow themselves to get gaslit by the NBA and worrying about this so much. Like, this is so important. No, it's not. It's not like they give these spots on Christmas Day for merit. The Lakers have played consistently on Christmas over the last 10 years, and they have not totally deserved it. Let's just put it that way from their record and their performance. So it's not that these games are given on merit. And it's not like these are awards. Like these are the best teams in the NBA because we chose to put them on Christmas. That's not what this is. This is them. This is PR. This is fluff. This is sizzle. This is not steak. And none of this shit matters. And Monique is exactly right. In fact, I'm going to give a dunk to the superfan Mo for clarifying this again. In some ways, she's like, she's been watching the show this week and she saw some stuff and she's like, I'm sick of this. This Christmas thing is so dumb. Let's not worry about this shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? All right, where's Monique? Let me put Monique down for another one. She's got 39 on the dunk charts for this year in 2026. That's right. Let's see. Fiercely saying thank you to Randolph. Yes, yeah, really good words of wisdom today. Really good ones. Randolph saying this, Lex, do you know that the name Emmanuel in the Bible, often spelled Emmanuel, means God with us? It comes from Hebrew roots. Emmanuel, meet with us, and El is God. Jesus was God on earth when he came. See, I had read it somewhere that meant God protects, is what I had read the thing, but you're saying God is with us. Okay. I like that. Yeah, Emmanuel is a name that I've known for a long time because when I was in middle school, I was on a basketball team for a church league, and our team was the Emmanuel Baptist team. And so I played for Emmanuel Baptist in my basketball career. When I played church league as a preteen, I was probably about 12 or 13 and playing basketball for Emmanuel Baptist. I did not go to the church, but my best friend's neighbor did. And he was our coach, Coach Art Cheek, who's only like 2 years older than us. He was like a 15-year-old and he was coaching the 12 and 13-year-olds. And it was a lot of fun, man. I had a lot of fun playing for Emmanuel Baptist. And, I was the foul guy. I was the guy who came off the bench and fouled people. I did get a lot of rebounds too, because I played kind of power forward, small forward. And I wasn't a shooter at that time. I became a shooter later, like when I got into my late teens and my early 20s. But in my early basketball time, I really was kind of like a gritty, physical, defensive rebounder kind of player because my favorite player was Dennis Rodman. And I was trying to play like Dennis. And that meant going after every single rebound. The effort was really strong from me. And I was also a shit disturber. I would be messing with people on defense. Like, I would do cheap stuff like pinch them and like kind of hold jerseys and stuff like that. I was not the scorer. I was not the guy getting to the free throw line. I was the guy putting people on the free throw line and also just being a menace. Yeah, just like Dennis. Just like Dennis. But that's my days playing for Emmanuel Baptist. That's right. My church league basketball days. So those are good times. Thinking back to them, man. That's some good friends on those teams. Yeah, back in the day. We played a couple years on that team. Yeah, a couple years on that team. It's good stuff. G saying this. I thought it was a foreign tax he paid and he's trying to get it back. We'll look into it. Didn't realize it was a rebate. Yeah, it's a rebate. It's a rebate, is what they're saying. It's like a rebate for like something. I don't know. The way I read it is that's what it sounded like to me. Because the case from Ontario is you weren't eligible for this because you did everything before this actually happened. And he's trying to get it after the fact. And his lawyers are trying to come in and saying, well, if you did this now, why didn't you do this for him 2 years ago? That's kind of what's happening there. That's what's happening. That's what I read. Kaz is saying this under the WNBA's collective bargaining agreement. See, he's fact checking already. Under the WNBA's collective bargaining agreement, each developmental player is eligible to participate in a maximum of 12 regular season games or 25% of the regular season, whichever is greater. So they each get 12. Okay, so it's just a really poorly worded explanation by the person who was explaining it yesterday. So they each get 12. So Ornella has 9 still, and Zay has 12, and she could play every single game for the rest of the season if they want to. Okay, this is good information. Once again, as I said, Kaz will get a dunk for information. See, this is the way Kaz likes to dunk, his style. It's like a clutch and roll over like a Kenny Skywalker dunk. That's what I like to see here. He grabs the information from the net and he brings it around to me. in a windmill dunk fashion on the sideways, like a Kenny Skywalker winning a dunk. That's right. That's Kaz's dunk style right there. I don't know. I just described it that way. It's a little side windmill. That's right. 65 on the dunk charts for Kaz. See, he's a prolific dunker too. He's up there. He's got 65. That's right. That's right. Good stuff, Kaz. Mo's saying this. Just thought I'd check in. I have errands to do. Miss you in the stream. We love you so much, Mo. And your presence being on the show with us is always a boon and a plus. So, but I also understand your life has changed a bit in the last few months, and you're getting adjusted to new things. But we do enjoy when you're here live, and I know that you're watching me later in the day if you're not here live. And I will tell people once again, if you do not watch me live at 9:30, where I'm talking my normal speed right now, you can watch me later, like Micro Machines Man, and I'll talk real fast at times 2 or times 1.5 speed, and you can get through my 2-hour stream faster with me talking real fast. I speak clear enough so you can hear me. That's right. Yeah, Micro Machines Man. That dude is a pretty talented guy. He had the Guinness Book World Record for fastest talker in the world, that Micro Machines guy from the commercials back in the day. They talk real fast. He's crazy. Crazy. Yeah. Kaz is saying this. Teams are restricted to a combined total of 24 total developmental player activations per season across their 2 allowed developmental spots. So this is interesting. So what Kaz is saying is the stuff we did with Fazula at the beginning of the year, she was on developmental contract. So any appearance that she made probably counts against Zay Green playing, if that makes sense. So maybe Fazula played 3 games. So maybe there's only 9 games for Green to play. So because there's total 24. And Ornella Bencole's in one spot. And the other spots had a couple people switched in and out of it. So, maybe it is only 9 each or something like that, considering that Mariella used some of those. And was Milich on developmental for a second too? She might have been. So who knows how many exactly they have. I would like to see them use them all, though. I mean, what's the sense in leaving them not used at the end of the year? Why wouldn't you want to get everybody in as much as you can and get them involved? I feel bad for Ornella. She's always not dressed to play, and she's just sitting there watching. And I'm like, man, let's let Ornella Bencoli play some. Come on now. Let's let her get out there. I want to see her play more. We got to see what she can do. I know she's doing stuff in practice, and she's learning from behind the scenes. But in some ways, I want to see what she's doing on the court too. Not be hiding her. All right, Sandy, play these developmental players. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Kaloy's here. Good morning to Kaloy. Always good to see our good friend Kaloy. Morning, everyone. Saw that Kawhi is going around in Toronto with business people. Kawhi, if you get your deals with them, please, do no more deals. I mean, I don't know how it works. I think it's just as long as Bobby and Ed Rogers and other people are not doing it for him. Like, what if he does just go to somebody and say, hey, yeah, we're going to do this. I mean, we can't have him, are people going to be really watching him? Did they have investigators following Kawhi around with when he's talking to these people? Like at that Sing conference and other places? Like, are people watching him? Seriously. Maybe there are people watching him right now because this is such a serious thing. The NBA's like, we're sending people with you, Kawhi. We're sending people with you. They're going to watch you now. Okay. I'm going to have a good time anyway. I'm a fun guy. Is that what's going on? Adam Silver's got people shadowing Kawhi Leonard in every move he makes. It's like Sting. It's like every single day, every word you say. Everything you break, every night you stay, we'll be watching you. Oh, can't you see? I mean, is that the shit? Is that Kawhi's life right now? Every breath you take? That's right. Every contract you make, yeah, we'll be watching you. Yeah, that's pretty apropos right there. That's right. 100%. Thank you. Thank you, who's ever is loving that in the live chat right now. Thank you. Man, I cannot do Gordon Sumner apparently this morning. Sometimes I can sing Sting real well, but not this morning. That high falsetto weirdness of his voice. There's a little black spot on the sun today. It's the same old thing as yesterday. It's hard. It's hard. Sometimes my voice is right. It's not right today. It's not right for Sting, apparently. Yeah, but maybe I can go, whoa! And I can do that Sting instead. Sorry if I messed up y'all's audio real quick. Oh man, that's so dumb. That's so dumb. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's see what y'all are saying here. Let's see what y'all are saying. Fiercely saying this. Yes, same thing on the Quebec side. If you do enhancements for a heat pump or a new window, or get an electric panel or your car, you get a rebate, but within a specific dates. Yeah, there's rules to this. They want people to encourage to do it. And the reason why Ontario has time limits on rebates and stuff like that is because they're figured into financial budgets for that year, for that time period. Nick Nurse trying to do some shit from 2 years ago and a rebate that's from recently. That's the problem right here. He's like, probably like this. He's like, oh, hell, I didn't get all this money. What are they doing to me? All this stuff. I'm going to call my lawyer. I'm going to get this rebate. What the hell is Ontario doing to me? Man, you're fascinating, Nick Nurse. You're fascinating. You used to be the coach of our country. What are you doing to us? Stealing our taxpayer money. Do you really need another $700,000, Nick Nurse? You greedy ass motherfucker. That's what I say. That could go to a children's hospital. Meanwhile, our coach now is donating so much money for assists towards the sick kids hospital in St. Jude's and a hospital in Serbia. Meanwhile, this man's piddling over $800,000 or some shit over a house that he sold 4 years ago. What the fuck, Nick Nurse? What the fuck, man? Yeah, there's a difference between Rajakovic and Nurse. Oh, yeah. There's one that's trying to give money to Ontario hospitals and one that's trying to take away taxpayers' money from Ontario residents. Yeah, there's a difference here. That's right. There's a difference here. That's right. Randolph is saying this, Lex and Philip Freaks. My love for basketball leaves me with an emptiness on Christmas Day because Raptors are not playing. I have to play board games with my girls. They used to love watching with me. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll be playing Scrabble with my dad all day on Christmas in that case. You know what I'm saying? We play a lot of Scrabble, playing lots of Scrabble. You know, this guy's a professional Scrabble player. Seriously, you guys play Scrabble, don't step to the table with me. When we got tiles and boards, no. Don't step to the Scrabble table with Lex. Lex is up there like LeBron in the Scrabble world. Seriously, I'm badass, man. I've been playing for decades. I could tutor people on how to play Scrabble better. If you've ever wanted to be a better Scrabble player, I can be your Scrabble tutor and I can get your score up. Seriously, because I know all the tricks of the trade. I know a lot of words. And we've been playing serious Scrabble for like decades, my dad and I. We're no joke because we play a lot all the time, even online. We're always playing. That's right. But yeah, I would gladly play some Scrabble with my dad instead of watching the Raptors on Christmas. I mean, it's not a big deal. They're conditioning you to think that it's a big deal. It's just another day. Seriously. It's just another day. And let Scotty open presents with Millie and Scotty Jr. It's such a fun day. Yeah, Alyssa will be so happy. Scott is home. Scotty, I'm so glad you're home so you could be here for Millie's Christmas and Millie can see you and be with Daddy. That's right. That's what we want. We want that. We want Scott to be with Millie Barnes. That's right. Not on the court playing some jabroni team in the NBA. That's right. That's right. G saying this, Kawhi, if you get another tree deal, please plant at least one tree. I mean, listen, he's got to know the rules by now. Come on now. And Uncle Dennis ain't in his ear, right? Uncle Dennis ain't doing some weird shit, right? He's not around, right? I don't know. Just go on the level, my guy. The perks and all the other stuff you can do are there. The endorsements are there. Just do them. If you're going to do an endorsement, actually do them. Don't expect just getting a check in the mail. Seriously, just do the endorsement. I think that's the whole problem here is that you just don't want to show up and do anything for things. And they try to show an AI Grok, not Grok, AI Groot, Kawhi version. Say, yeah, you did do something. He's in the AI rendering of a Kawhi hybrid of Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. That's something. He did something. He gave his likeness. I think that's the argument they're trying to make. And who knows? Maybe that's what Adam Silver will say when he comes out with, in light of the AI Groot of Kawhi Leonard, we have proof that Kawhi Leonard did give his likeness to the company and that it was a legit deal because of that. I mean, that's what they're trying to do, right? With the AI Groot is what the seriously is probably they can make a case saying that, yeah, Kawhi did do some services for this money. He allowed his likeness, his NIL, to be involved in a cross hybrid promotion with Marvel Comics. There is a little bit of a legal argument there to say that, right, that's right, yeah. Butthole face money hungry. Meanwhile, Darko's so modest, he'll eat the dollar menu at McDonald's and sleep on the floor for basketball. Nick Nurse, you got all big time. We noticed it while you were on Toronto. 10 years in Toronto, 5 as a assistant coach, 5 as the head. And well, at a certain point, you start wearing hats with little NNs on them. You got a little big for your britches. It became all about you and your ego, right, Nick? Right? Is this what this shit is too? It's like, oh, I'm gonna try and get some money from Canada that should probably go to kids' hospitals and people like that, but I'll just add it to my bank account. Yeah, Nick, you look bad for it, is what I'm gonna say. You look bad for it right now. Seriously. Kawhi's saying this, and please declare these deals, Kawhi. That's right. Make sure they're on the up and up. That's right, because they'll be watching you. That's right. Kaz is saying this, dunk for Trevor and MJ. They contribute a lot to the Raptor Freak community. This is true. In some ways, the most unsung hero of this channel is Trevor J. In some ways, I do not give him the due that he deserves sometimes. Sometimes I'm very hard on Trevor because I'm hard to work with. That's part of the reason why it's like people that have tried to work with me in the past that are long gone, I'm just really hard to work with. I like to do this channel independently. Trevor wants to be a collaborator, help me every day. In some ways, I'm like, man, I'm on my own. I want to do this on my own. But he helps me. He does help me. And I'm not thankful enough towards him. To be honest, I should be more thankful to him. 139 for Fiercey, and we'll give Trevor another dunk. And you know what? In honor of Trevor and playing the Dallas Wings today, we're going to go ahead and do a segment right now, and it's going to be an unboxing. Yeah, that's right. Trevor sent me WNBA cards, right, in the mail. And since old Paige is on the box, see, there's Paige right there with Asia, and Caitlin. We're going to open another card pack of WNBA cards because Trevor bought me this box of Don Russ Panini WNBA trading cards. So we're going to, in honor of Trevor and his benevolence, we're going to open another pack real quick. On this day, we're going to play Dallas Wings and Toronto Tempo. Let's see what we get today. Let's see. Yeah, this will be fun. Let's see. It's a unpacking. People like unboxings on online and stuff. All right, who's our first player today, guys? That is Kate Martin. Well, I believe is on the Sparks at this point. This is her on the Valkyries, Kate Martin. Let's see, what card is this? This is a weird card. Tunnel Vision. It looks like a Caitlin Clark coming into the game wearing sunglasses card. Very interesting. I'll bet Caitlin Clark fans would love to have this card. It's like, let's see, half court, in range, hand in her face, doesn't matter. Clark's deep threes defy logic and gravity. There you go. Yeah, you want this Tunnel Vision Caitlin Clark card, somebody? Look at that bad boy. That's right. That's an interesting specialty card. Who else we got? We got, who is that? That is Caitlin Chen, isn't it? Yes, it is. This is a rookie card. That's very cool. I got a Caitlin Chen rookie card. Golden State Valkyries, first year. Let's see, who is this? This looks like Miss Brink. Oh, it's not. It's Sarah Ashley Barker. Sarah Ashley Barker with and that's another rookie card. Rated rookie. So some rookie cards here. Who is this? This looks like yeah, isn't that Leonie Fiebeck of the Liberty. Interesting hair. Okay, let's see. Who else did we get? That is I don't know. See, I don't know these cards well enough myself. That is Elizabeth Kitley. I don't even know who that is. I have no idea. Man, I want to get a tempo player. And when we get a tempo player, I'm going to go crazy. There's Rakea Jackson. Of course, she got hurt for the season. She's not playing this year. Here's a Wings card. Let's see who it is. Oh, no, that's a Wings card. Maddie Segrist. Maddie Segrist. I don't know if she's still there. Is she? I'm not sure. Okay, here's one. Oh, this is commemorating Kelsey Plum's short tenure on the Sparks. There she is, holding up the 10, going to the Sparks. Okay, Kelsey. Oh, we got one. That's right. We got Brittany. Washington Mystics, Brittany Sykes card right here. I was like, yeah. I was like, when are we going to get a tempo player? When are we going to get one? We got Slim Sykes. There she is. There she is. I don't need no barbell challenge. That's right. That's right. Here. Let's see. Who else do we get? Katie Liu. Katie Lou Samuelson. Let's see. Who's that? That is Sophie Cunningham. Oh, okay. Put that one down quick, Lex. Who's that? That looks like Courtney Williams. No, Natasha Heidemann. Okay, yeah, I could see where I get that messed up. The stud buds. Heidemann with the big fro right there. And then who is this? Let's see. That is Dana Evans of the Aces. And then we got the last card in this pack is going to be Lexi Hull of the Indiana Fever. Very cool to get Brittany, though. That's cool. I'm going to keep this Brittany Sykes Washington Mystics card. Yeah, all right, Trevor. I did get a tempo card in this pack. Very, very cool. And, well, keep track of who you just saw in the pack because this could be the classic cards in the future. That's right. They may be coming up later. You're going to have to name these WNBA players for classic card. That's right. Thank you to Trevor J for your benevolence. That's right. Fiercely saying this, LeBron left the Lakers, so technically, why are they still exposing them? Of course, Luka. Well, the Lakers don't change just because LeBron's not on the team. The Lakers are still one of the most popular sports franchises in the entire world at any sport. And there's a following and a huge following for them. So that's how they justify it, whether their record is good or not. But yeah, Luka is a huge star. And just because LeBron left doesn't change the attention that the Lakers are going to get. They're still going to get the attention. It's just in some ways it's magnified and multiplied when you have LeBron on the Lakers because you're getting the normal Laker attention along with the normal LeBron attention together. But it may be a little bit less, the doting on the Lakers with LeBron gone, but I wouldn't say too much less. It's probably going to be very similar in some ways. And it's just Luka is the center point of it all now. And a little bit of Austin Reeves too, right? A little bit of Austin Reeves. Kaloy's saying this, speaking of money hungry, the Lakers are sold to Jared Kushner's brother and Bob Iger for 12 million. So he is Kushner's brother. That's gross, man. That's gross. Well, thank God we have a salary cap system and they can't just buy winning like baseball and the Dodgers. So good luck with that, Lakers, trying to be competitive just by buying it. The NBA is not built like that. And I appreciate it so much, that system with the second apron and what we're doing right now. It's a league of parity that rewards a well-managed team by good general managers that really play within the rules and make the best of their salary cap. And you can't just be a bad GM and just spend to be successful like in baseball. So hopefully the Lakers are very, very unsuccessful the whole time that this ownership group is involved with the team. And hopefully they don't stay there that long. Seriously. And that's gross, man. That is a Kushner that's related to that. That's awful, man. That's awful. That's too bad. Yeah. Fiercely saying very interesting facts at G. There you go. And Kaloy saying, but all the Kawhi jokes aside, Kawhi seems to be enjoying Toronto more now. He does seem like he's coming out of his shell in weird ways. You know what I bet it is? I'm going to speculate this, guys. That Kawhi Leonard has gone through a roller coaster of emotions when it comes to Toronto. Obviously, coming here the first place, he was reluctant and not totally sure. He came here. He saw how badass our organization was. We won a championship with him, and he needed us just as much as we needed him. And you know, he probably enjoyed being around a non-toxic environment where people had integrity and people did things the right way. People like Kyle Lowry, Mark Gasol, Dr. Alex McKechnie, and Masai Ujiri. And well, you know, in some ways, maybe he's felt a little bit lost or lost something because he just abruptly left without giving us a chance to have a repeat. And you know, Serge Ibaka could be calling him and say, why didn't you leave? Why? Just saying why over and over again, leaving messages on his voicemail over and over again. This, hello, Kawhi, this is Serge Ibaka. Why? And it's just Serge saying why? 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 You know, why did you leave? Why did you take away my chance to get a second NBA championship with you the next year? Why? And well, Kawhi's probably pondered this. In some ways, it's like, you know, you did something wrong and you kind of want to make it right. There's a whole feeling you get inside when you start to feel completing it and making it right. And maybe him coming back is making a lot of energy right in him that he's wondered about and second guessed. He's so lucky that he gets a second opportunity and a chance to come back here and right this shit. Because, when you leave so much on the table as the king of the North and the possibilities with being such a revered sports athlete in a whole entire country, you got to wonder if you have regret. Probably do. And maybe this is part of the energy that's so positive and smiley around him is he's feeling the warmth and the joy. And he's like, you know what? These people are accepting me back, even though I turned my back on them. And you know what? I feel good about it. And I feel like we need to make this right. And I'm going to get out there and play my ass off for the Raptors nation now. Maybe that's part of it. Who knows? Maybe he's all smiley and happy because he's a con artist and he's like, I got them to I tricked them. I'm coming back, but I'm only going to do an Olajuwon this time. And I'm not really going to play. You better fucking play. And you better kick some major ass, Kawhi Leonard, because coming back isn't enough. You've got to be successful also. You've got to be successful also. Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting. He is very, very happy. He is very happy right now. You can tell. You wouldn't even think that he's under investigation or anything, right? Kaloy saying this, yeah, once I saw those Groot images, I immediately thought of that. He lent them his likeness, and he just bungled they just bungled the project. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much an NIL is worth, especially a two-time champion, two-time Finals MVP, like the stature of Kawhi Leonard. NIL is probably worth way more for him than an NIL for some kid in college that's selling their name and image likeness. I don't know what their contracts look like. So maybe this is kind of standard and the money and stuff like that. I don't know. This is what lawyers can say to help defend Kawhi. If they find the smoking gun against Steve Ballmer and the Clippers, so be it. You punish the hell out of them, get them in trouble. But if they can figure out a way to get Kawhi off the hook, I'm okay with that right now. I am okay with that. We know why. It's because he's coming to the Raptors. That's right. That's right. You like the cards? Yeah, the cards are pretty cool. Yeah, the Caitlin Chen rookie card. I should maybe hold on to it. Yeah. No, Barker's currently injured on the Fire. Yeah, she's not on the Sparks anymore. Yeah, Leonie Phoebish. Phoebish? Is that how you say her name? Phoebish? Man, I've been cracking on France today, so I feel bad about that. I think she's German, right? Phoebish? Phoebish? I'm not sure. But yeah, I've been making jokes about the playing basketball in the Louvre today. Why not make some mispronunciations of European names? Why not? Yeah, Maddie's still with the Wings. Maddie Segrist. That's right. Fiercely saying, imagine Brittany comes back to play against the Mystics and leads the tempo to the win. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I don't see her if she comes back on the 18th or the 19th playing both games since it's a back-to-back, but maybe she comes in and gives us a boost on the second game against the Mystics in Washington. I like that storyline you're writing there, Fiercey. I like it. That's right. Natisha. Natisha Heidemann, not Natasha Heidemann, Natisha, because there's an I in there, not another A. Okay, this is good. WNBA Classic cards. Yeah, they'll be coming at some point. Those cards you just saw will be the ones down the road. You'll probably see them recycled into this Classic cards at some point in the next year. Fiercely saying there's win, and now why? Yeah, I mean, Serge talked about this on his How Hungry Are You? Talking about how he felt like Kawhi left championships on the table in Toronto. And he said it was like, it's a direct quote from him. Why? Because they call him why. Kawhi, they call Kawhi why. So he says, why? That voice is probably echoing in Kawhi's head. He's like, man, I can hear Serge in my head. He's like, he just keeps saying this. Why? Shag Lindsay saying Kawhi already planted a tree here in Toronto. Just look at his fruit of his labor. Pascal, Fred, OG, and Norman have all gone on to plant their own trees. That tree was dying in LA. Need to come back home. Yeah, man. It's just toxic there, man. Steve Ballmer's toxic. Steve Ballmer is one of these rich guys who think they can do whatever they want and get away with it. Yeah, there's a lot of these assholes right now. We got a clear society of these jabronis. Seriously, they shouldn't have so much power. We don't want these people having power over us, these awful criminals. Seriously, we don't. It's the Trump world. It's awful, yeah. Trevor's saying, Lex, you should let people guess who is on those WNBA cards. I will, but I have to unbox them first. That's always the process. And I did this before too with cards that I got in the past. Like my niece and nephew gave me NBA cards for Christmas a couple years ago. I unboxed them on the show and then I cycled them through as classic cards in the years after. So there's a delay on this. There's a delay on this, you know? It's kind of how it works. All right, since you're talking about it and we're on cue, but not because it's the end of the stream, we'll go ahead and do the classic card right now. And I'm gonna continue to do it from the weirdness that we've been doing it from recently. And I hope you'll enjoy it. So let me get a good card for today. One that's fun, one that's a little bit different, maybe one that may be difficult because it's not exactly the sport that we cover on this channel, but it'll be good. I'm kind of looking through them because I want to get a variety of different kinds of cards each time. So, all right, here we go. This is a little bit different right here. And I got to make sure I get the right player. Okay. I don't know how we'll do on this one. Maybe I should do this card instead. Man, I don't think any of these are that good. Man, these are nobodies. I don't expect you guys to get any of these. All right, you know what? We'll switch it up. We'll do this instead. All right, this is hard. This will be like a $500 card. This is a hard one, but I have faith in you guys because y'all know your stuff. All right, this is once again a Yo MTV Raps card. We had Slick Rick before, remember? So let's see if y'all know who this is. Right here. Who are these three gentlemen here from the classic music artists from this era, the 80s, late 80s, early 90s? Yo MTV Raps classic card of the day. Who are these three individuals? Force MDs. No, this is not the Force MDs. That's not a bad guess. I would say that I'll give you some clues, I guess. There's three words in their name. There's three words in their name. And maybe one of the words is the word I just said. How many there are? That might tell you right there. Yeah, there's three words in this group's name. And yeah, let's see who can get this. This is a hard one. Seriously, I'm gonna give 500 points to somebody who gets this. Either that or I'll give you 420. And maybe that's even a clue right there about one of the words. Yeah. Three times D. Yes. But will you write it out? If you write it out, Slug DZ, you can get it. I'll give it to you. But you've got the right acronym. He's got it mostly right. I just want to make sure that he has the right word for the D at the end of it. Yeah, three times is definitely the first two words. But what is the last word in the group? You know it obviously because you got it there. But I want you to write it out. Full name answer. Full name answer because the way it's written on the card. So yeah, it's like these are gonna get this. He's mostly got it. You know what is this group's name? Three times dope. That's right. There it is, right there. Three times dope. Dope. That's right. Wow, Slug DZ. This is probably the most impressive classic card work you've done so far on the thing. Three times dope. That's right. That is Robert Waller, DJ Woody Wood, Durward Burt Beal, Chuck Nice, Walter Griggs. Yeah, Three Times Dope is one of the rap groups based in Philadelphia that has gained national recognition. They have appeared on shows with Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince, Big Daddy Kane, Public Enemy, NWA, and others. So Three Times Dope is the classic car of the day. I'm gonna give him 420 for it. That's pretty impressive. Seriously, that is pretty impressive. 420 on the classic card for Slugged Easy, Three Times Dope. Yeah, I'm like, I don't even remember them. I don't even remember any of their songs or anything. Like they appeared on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or something like that. Is that what they were saying? No, they were on concerts with them. So Three Times Dope. And Slug Easy is just gonna increase his lead. He's already the leader. He's gonna go up 420 more points. And that's 2 days in a row. Slug Easy got Yosemite Sam yesterday, too. Yosemite Sam was the classic car of the day yesterday. I know. In some ways, that's just silly. Why would you do that, Lex? Why would Yosemite Sam be the classic card? I don't know. I'm just putting classic cards out there, and they just happen to not be basketball cards right now. It's goofy. All right, let's see. Where is Slugdeezy at? He's at all right. This is good. He's going to be at 3120 now. 3120. So he's cracked the 3000 mark. He's 3120 on the charts. Oh, and the closest is Stargate at 1850 after that. So he's really increased his lead. 3120, 1850 for Stargate, and 1631 for Fiercey. That is our top three right there. Yeah, I'm not done, Kaz. I know I did the classic card, and y'all are used to me being done, but I still have 15 minutes, and I have more segments to do real quick. I did it just now because we were talking about it. All right, y'all, there's been some announcements in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. They have announced their nominees for their awards for postseason, and this is big time stuff. So in the Canadian Elite Basketball League, they have postseason awards like MVP, Canadian Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, stuff like that. So they have two nominees that are the finalists for the awards, and I'm going to go over who I think should win these awards right now. So the most valuable player finalists for this year in the Canadian Elite Basketball League are Miles Powell of the Shooting Stars and Teddy Allen of the Winnipeg Sea Bears. Now, this is crazy. First of all, both players in some ways don't deserve this award. And I could see why some people would make the case that Sean East II deserves to be the MVP of the Canadian Elite Basketball League. And that's as a Scarborough fan who's a fan of Miles Powell, because Sean East is in the finals and he's actually playing in them. Teddy Allen got hurt. He got beat up by Barstaff in Winnipeg a couple Sundays ago. And he's not even playing in this playoff run that the Sea Bears are on, starting their finals game tonight. He's not playing in the playoffs. So how could he be the most valuable player in the league if his team is flourishing with him gone and not playing in this playoff? He did not play a single playoff game last week, and he's not going to play in this playoff at all. And if the Sea Bears win the championship, then how the hell can you make the case that he's the most valuable player in the league if he wasn't that valuable to his team that it was necessary for them to win? So right there disqualifies Teddy Allen to me, because in some ways they're a better team without him. And that's the antithesis of the most valuable player, right? And Jokic is the most valuable player because the Nuggets need him so bad. The Sea Bears don't need Teddy. Now, Miles Powell, he could probably win this award, and he probably does deserve it. In his case, he does have the most target score game-winning shots in the CBL this year. And he does have some of the most amazing performances this season offensively. But he also has had a season marred with chippiness, bad attitude, taunting, bumping refs, getting kicked out of games, and all kinds of stuff like that. And in fact, he was a part of that big fight at the end of the season that happened that really screwed up things for the Scarborough Shooting Stars. I personally think Miles Powell will win this, partly because it's shown that Teddy is not that important to Winnipeg, obviously, with how they're doing in the playoffs right now. So, and Miles had a horrible game in the game against Niagara that they lost, and they lost partly because he had a horrible game. So I think this is Miles to win, but I don't think these are the right two candidates. If you really ask me who should be the MVP of the CBL this year, it's Sean East II. It's Sean East, because his team is in the finals. He's playing in the finals still. And both those other guys are either out or out because they're injured. The Canadian Player of the Year has two great stars that either one would be great to win it. Last year's winner, Tyrese Samuel, formerly of the Raptors 905 this past season for the Vancouver Bandits, is the front runner to win it. He won it last year, though. And if he wins it again this year, it'll be 2 times in a row the best Canadian player in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. Now, the other guy is Frank Mitchell. Frank Mitchell's the sixth man for the Shooting Stars, and he's been a double-double machine. He was a rookie this year, and he was a phenom. I could see Frank Mitchell winning this one too, like Scarborough winning both these awards. But if they gave it to Tyrese again, and he is a 2-time Canadian Player of the Year, I wouldn't be upset about that, because Tyrese Samuel played huge for the Bandits most this year. Now, both of them let their teams down at the end of the season. Frank for getting in the fight and getting suspended and not being available for the Scarborough Shooting Stars in the first round, and Tyrese Samuel playing horrible against Winnipeg last Saturday in the Western Conference Finals and not showing up to help his team, the Bandits, get to the finals. So it's a toss up once again. You could give it to either one, a two-time Canadian Player of the Year in Tyrese Samuel, or a phenom as a rookie in a double-double machine that Frank Mitchell was. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a toss-up. In some ways, I'm partial to Scarborough and saying give it to Frank, but I don't mind them giving it to Tyrese again because he does deserve it too. Sixth man of the year. Once again, Frank Mitchell's up for this one also. He's up for Canadian of the Year and sixth man of the year. Rod Black politicked for this heavy in the Scarborough Shooting Stars broadcast, saying he kept saying it all season. I feel like Frank Mitchell is not only just the Canadian Player of the Year, but he might even be Rookie of the Year and Sixth Man of the Year. So he's been politicking for Big Frank all season, and it seems like the CBL nomination committee listened to him. So he is one of the two candidates for Sixth Man of the Year. The other one is Stanley Davis Jr. of the Edmonton Stingers. Now, I did not see Stanley Davis Jr. play a whole lot this year, so I can't really qualify how I feel about it. So I'm just going to say I think Frank Mitchell should win Sixth Man of the Year. Now, if Tyrese wins Canadian of the Year and Frank doesn't win both awards, I'd be okay with that. Defensive Player of the Year, we've got another Scarborough Shooting Star up for this one too, and that's Canadian Kellen Tynes of Nova Scotia. He led the league in steals in the backcourt for the Scarborough Shooting Stars, and he's up against Ottawa Blackjacks' Alex Fudge. Alex Fudge was one of the leaders in block shots this season. So this is really why these two guys are nominated for these categories, because they led their stats in those categories, steals and blocks. Now, I don't see Scarborough sweeping all these awards. And if they give a little nod to the Blackjacks and Alex Fudge on this award, that would be nice. So maybe Alex Fudge is the Defensive Player of the Year. And then finally, there's a Developmental Player of the Year award. And both of the nominees are on the Mamba. So Saskatchewan is going to win either of those awards. It's actually Saskatoon at this point. I don't know why they wrote it on their own copy. Saskatchewan Mamba. It's Saskatoon Mamba at this point, guys. And a kid from Saskatchewan, Easton Them, is one of them, and the other one is Mohammed Maghadi. So one of those two players, developmental players for Saskatoon, is going to win that award, obviously. They don't have the coaches' awards up yet or anything like that, but yeah, the nominees are in for the CBL postseason awards, and that's me going over it. So if I'm going to guess, going down real quick, Miles Powell for most valuable player, Tyrese Samuel for Canadian Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Frank Mitchell, Defensive Player of the Year, Alex Fudge, and Developmental Player of the Year, Easton Them should be that one too. Tonight, there is the first game of the finals at CAA Center in Brampton, Ontario. Honey Badgers will host Winnipeg at 7 p.m. tonight. The game will be on TSN, CBC, CBC Gem, TSN Plus, YouTube for free, and CBL Plus. Well, I'll be watching it on the YouTube tonight along with the Tempo game. So I'll be watching this finals game double duty with the Tempo game tonight. So yeah, there's your CBL check-in. Game 2 will be Saturday, August the 15th of the finals, and game 3, if necessary, will be Sunday, August the 16th. And both of those games will be in Winnipeg at Canada Life Center. So yeah, check out the Canadian Elite Basketball League's finals. Game 1 tonight, 7 p.m., Brampton. Get to it live if you can get down there. Seriously. Yeah, very, very interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff. Yeah, let's see. Smooth saying Lakers being sold to Disney. Official news per Mark Stein. Well, Bob Iger is a Disney person, but it sounds like Kushner's involved too, which is gross. It's gross as hell, man. W more. That's right. We'll W more. Let's keep Wing. That's right. Kaz is saying Miles and Teddy are bad role models. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I know that these guys were the top scorers. I know that these guys were the most ball dominant, like powerful players, but you guys could have done better with the people that you're picking. You know, I get it. Miles Powell is definitely an MVP candidate. Teddy Allen also, he's a leading scorer, but both of them, the way that their seasons ended, are these really the guys you want to be touting as the MVP? I think Teddy won it last year too. Teddy Allen was MVP last year. So if he wins it again this year, he'd be winning it from like really stupid stuff. Yeah. Kaz is saying, looks like I won't be checking Twitter anymore. Can't even look at a post without the site making you download the app. Yeah, it's a dumb thing. Like you got off of it and you just go there and see like little things when they come up. Yeah. Yeah, I stopped checking Twitter. I don't use Twitter anymore at all. I use Blue Skies and it's been great. I mean, the right people for me to just keep my feed with just factualness and not all the bullshit has been great. It filters out a lot of misinformation and just fluff and rage bait and stuff like that. I just follow people like Doug Smith, Blake Murphy, Josh Lewenberg, Michael Grange, Chelsea Light, Alexa Philippou, and then I follow some political stuff, and it's real easy. It's real easy. And I cut out all this extra shit, and they don't curate it with all kinds of weird stuff in the algorithm. So Blue Skies is definitely the good alternative to that. And in fact, I'll do that as the straight goods on other goods. Blue Skies is a great alternative to Twitter. So do that. I was going to do this blueberries from Ontario. So you go ahead and get some blueberries, get them local, find Foodland Ontario blueberries and berries and produce and anything. If you go to the grocery store, make sure you're buying stuff straight from Canada if you can. If you can avoid US crops, you don't need to buy US produce. Buy it from South America, Mexico, and Chile, Canada, if you can. So yeah, blueberries from Ontario. Actually, these are British Columbia blueberries right here. Yeah, so check out your produce when you're at the grocery store and see where it comes from. See where it comes from. That's right. Trevor J. St. Sugar Hill Gang, you got to hit live, my guy. This man is so behind. Hit live. That's right, Cass. Hit live. Fiercely saying W stream. Bye, fam. Let's go, Tempo. She's out. She's out. She's out. Oh, yeah. We're almost at 2 hours. I still have a couple of tabs. Just hang on a sec. Let's see the breaking news. Let's see if there's anything interesting in the breaking news here. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Only basketball. I don't care about all this stuff from the election yesterday and Trump's bald spot walking away. That's so dumb. Yeah, I don't see any breaking news. They'll probably come out with something from the Tempo in like 10 minutes from now. Real quick, check in with HD. Right now we're in the gate of formalization, gate 4. It's in the Ajna Center. And well, just a little bit more about it today. Let's see. Beware. Although the plan may appear logically reasonable, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is truly the answer for you. And even if it is, there may not be the energy to bring it into manifestation. So yeah, today's word is acceptance. The recognition of limitation in oneself and others leads to tolerance and the suspension of judgment. And detriment, which is not in the right way for us, is the assertion of the ego at the expense of others' failures, the potential to take advantage of the lack of understanding in others. Yeah, this is like making people dumb. This is, not investing in the education system, dumbing people up on social media through misinformation. And it's easier for them to follow you and be misled by people that are bad, like the child rapist. So that's something we need. In exaltation, acceptance is the glorification of feelings, the mother which always pardons the errant child, the potential to recognize that not everyone can understand. So yeah, that's the energy that's moving around us right now. This is a very important day today, actually, because we have a new moon that's actually going on right now. I believe it's coming up like in the next couple hours. The moon will be completely full. I mean, completely new and blank at 1:36 this afternoon. So if you want to do any manifestation rituals or anything like thinking about what you want in your life in positive ways, think about them very heavily in the 1 o'clock hour around 1:36, because that's when the power of the new moon and the change of the moon phase into the next phase, next cycle is the most powerful. And when new moons happen, that is a switch to ask for manifestation of good things in your life. And you can ask God for blessings and he may hear you. There's also a solar eclipse coming up too, which makes everything even more powerful, just so y'all know. Let's see. Toronto Tempo Redditor of the day is Kerfuffles80. She has the post about Zay Green being signed to a developmental contract for the Tempo. Just wanted to do that officially real quick. We do have one birthday today for the Raptors. A birthday today is a Raptors first round draft pick at 8 in 2004, Rafael Araujo. Araujo is 46 years old, the Brazilian, played for our team for just a couple of years before he was traded to Utah. He played about 111 games for us and averaged about 3 points per game. He was involved in a steroid scandal in international basketball in 2002 where he got tested positive for steroids and he got suspended for 2 years from international FIBA play. So yeah, that it's a happy birthday to 46-year-old Rafa Araujo. You guys remember Araujo? Yeah. When we traded him to Utah, that was a big success story. That was a Rob Babcock draft pick. Yeah, Rob Babcock was not good for us. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, that's our birthday of the day. Let's see what else. Oh, there's Medbed Ted with the proof about Kawhi. I mean, not with Kawhi. RJ saying he'll take the hometown discount to help the team. So he's actually got an article that has the proof of what we were asking earlier. Was Shaq Lindsay said he'd go buy the number 9 if it's true. And well, there's the article on our Discord now with that going on there. All right, I don't care about doing the ranking of the 10 best Canadians right now. All right, y'all, check on your fantasy teams. Fiercey and I are in a very important matchup for the number 1 seed for the playoffs this week. So yeah, get your fantasy lineup set up for tonight. It's got stuff going on tonight. That's right. KT's here. Good morning, Kareem Thomas. Lex, one of these days, we got to relive my childhood trauma and watch the whole thing with Liz, Hogan, and Macho on Discord. Yeah, we can do that. All this stuff is up on WWE's YouTube channel now. You know, they have 2 channels. They have a WWE Classics channel that shows old Saturday Night Main Event episodes, wholly. And then there's a WCW channel that's posting all the old pay-per-views and shows from WCW and NWA. So a lot of this stuff can be found online for free on YouTube right now. So we may even be able to find that Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Elizabeth traumatic experience you had, learning about infidelity from wrestling. Yeah. In some ways, you know, I will tell you guys, if you're a child of the 80s and you watch the WWF and you were watching all that, that's part of the conditioning for why we have issues with some of our views. You know, there's a lot of conditioning in wrestling, whether it's the Iron Sheik in Iran, Nikolai Volkov in the USSR, you know, how they treated women. You know, the whole character of Randy Savage was awful to Miss Elizabeth. He treated her like a possession and talked down to her and was even threatening violence towards her where she would cower and kind of be scared of him a little bit. You know, that this is not good imprinting on young kids in the 80s. And it was mainstream too. So, you know, you can understand why people in our generations that are middle aged now really have bad gender role kind of like beliefs because we were imprinted on by stuff like Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth. And you know, the way he treated her was very domineering and very much not like a human being. And that conditioned us and gender roles and how, oh, I should be able to treat my wife like this because Randy Poffo did this to Elizabeth Hulette in the mid 80s. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. You got to think about that. Yeah. Shaq Lindsay saying, why was my comment restricted? I guess because I mentioned the name of those other podcasts. Yeah, if you write certain keywords, there is a banned word list. There is a banned word list, and it probably is because you used "he shall not be named." That's literally what "he shall not be named" is. He cannot be named because it's been safeguarded on the channel right there, and some people don't even know who it is. That's right. I mean, we don't talk about him hardly ever anymore. I love that. I love that. I mean, he's probably still doing his bullshit, and he still has his followers and stuff like that. But the fact that he is not in any kind of prominent way coming into my channel, like with as a subject for whatever reason, is fantastic. I love that. The periods where we talked about him a lot were never things that I enjoyed. Let's just put it that way. Because in some ways we just ignore him. That's great. That's good. I mean, I'm sure people are doing that to me, you know. Let's see. Shaq Lindsay saying this. Trevor, you could have at least mentioned my appreciation for Lex. He didn't ban any. It's not Trevor. Trevor has no power in the comments. That's automatic. I have an automatic system. There's no moderator doing any of it. It's basically I wrote into YouTube in the settings, these words are not allowed. I did it way years ago. Like it's been like this for years. I haven't changed the list very much. Some of the words on the list are like the child rapist's name. We had to put Joe Biden's name on there because I didn't want to talk about the election during different times and stuff like that. Kamala, the word Kamala was in there. It's really to safeguard against certain words. Like I've even put the word tank in there. I don't think you can write the word tank in our comments because I hate that word so much. So it's a varied list. Most of it's political. Some of it is like the country that's doing the genocide. That word is banned from this channel. There's different because I don't want to talk about some of these subjects. I really don't. Yeah. Trevor's actually 10 minutes behind. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, he is, yeah, and he's not a moderator anymore. If you look at his name, he's not allowed to ban anybody or moderate on comments anymore. Fiercey still got it, and Isaac still got it, but there's only like 3 moderators at this point. Fiercey, Isaac, and Seymour are, I think, my only 3 moderators at this point because I wanted to cut down. I had like 8 or something, and too many pocket bannings were happening. And the last one was Blackhawk. I'm like, we can't do this anymore. So if there's less people and they're more responsible with their phones, unlike Kareem Thomas and Trevor, then there'll be less confusion and losing people because they got shadow banned and I didn't even know it because my moderators did it by accident in their pocket. So that's it right there. All right, we'll be done. All right, let me do the finish up real quick. We'll talk about the wings and the tempos. Brittany is out. Julie Alamon is questionable tonight, and Maria Conde is questionable. I'll speculate if those women are out, that we'll have a starting lineup of Kiki Rice, Marina Mabry, um, Laura Yascada, Isabel Harrison, and Niera Sabli. I think that's who will be starting tonight, and it'll be a good look. It'll be a good look. On the other side of things, there are serious injuries for the Dallas Wings also. Jessica Shepard is ruled out today. As Azzy Fudd is questionable, could return today. They've let go Verona, and Alicia Clark is questionable tonight also, the veteran. Our referees for the game today, Tiara Cruz is the crew chief. We are 1-3 with Tiara. Angel Kent is the referee. We are 0-2 with Angel Kent. And then Teresa Stuck is the umpire. We are 1-3 with Teresa Stuck. So an overall record of 2-8 for the Tempo in their first season with these 3 individuals as referees. Yeah, the ESPN matchup predictor is only giving the Tempo a 16% chance to win tonight, even with Shepard out. Keys to the victory. Let's win the rebound battle. Let's stick to their 3-point shooters. Let's not let Paige get going. I'm sure they'll have a reverse plan against us for Marina and trying to stop her from getting going. I think that this team is much more easier to get at because Shep is out. So hopefully we can surprise people and maybe get an end to our losing streak on the last game of this road trip in Dallas tonight. So let's hope for it. I mean, I can see the possibility of this. This is not as slam dunk a loss for the Tempo as some of the games in recent 2 weeks. This game is winnable. I'm going to say that right now. If they play at a high standard, if they continue to try and protect the ball from turnovers, if they get hot and they can get into some of their bread and butter with the things where the tempo flourish, which is up tempo, or they're just making their threes, we could win this game. We could win this game. We almost beat the Wings in Montreal. And well, we need to get some get back for that. And we just need to stop this losing streak. In some ways, the pride of this is Tempo ladies. You lose tonight, that's 10 in a row. That's 10 losses in a row. Do you want to have the first ever 10-game losing streak in the history of the Toronto Tempo? No, you don't want that. You don't want that. So go all out and try and stop this Marina Mabry. Plus, you guys have 5 days off after the game today, and you can go all out and get really tired because you're going to get a lot of rest. over the next 5 days before you come back and play Caitlin Clark and the Fever on Tuesday next week. So go all out, leave it all on the table tonight, and beat the Wings, especially with Shep out. That's what I'm saying right now. All right, y'all, I'm out. I appreciate everybody watching the Rapid Freak stream this morning. Hopefully, this preview suffices to get you prepared for the game tonight. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Shaq Lindsay saying correction, redacted, not retracted. Yeah, it was redacted, not retracted. Yeah, there's automatic keywords that get flagged and don't get through. And that's why some people are saying, well, you're censoring me. Yeah, I am to a degree, because some of those words I just don't want said on this channel. You could just write in, he who shall not be named. That's it right there. Yeah, you missed the classic card. In fact, the classic card, I don't know if you would have got it, Kareem. See if you can tell me, who is this classic card of the day? That's right. I'll let you try and do it again. That's right. Don't scroll up and look at the comments. You can find it right there. That's right. KT saying, if we lock down Paige's girlfriend, I think she will go down as well. The thing about Fudd is she has not been playing. Fudd has been hurt the last 2 games. So if she does return tonight, she may be off rhythm and trying to get started up again after missing time. So Fudd is not necessarily going to be a huge problem. Yeah, you did miss it. Now you're seeing it. Who is that? Kareem, do you know your Yo MTV rap stuff? Come on now. That's right. That's right. I'm afraid to mention your name, Lex. I might get retracted. Yeah, I don't know. No, my name's not on the list. My name's not on the list. Isaac's saying the Tempo will win tonight or sue me, Nick Nurse. Nick is he's such a different person than Darko, man. I'm gonna say, with the revelations of Darko and his interview in Serbia and some of the very humble things he's done. Nick Nurse ain't like that. This man is conditioned by a household with so many siblings where they had to fight for a bowl of cereal, that this man is after it, and he's after every little cent, obviously. This man, Nick Nurse, that money could go to Sick Kids Hospital and be helping Ontario programs. But nah, your greedy ass wants $700,000 from Ontario government that you honestly don't deserve, man. I'm going to say that right now. That man don't deserve this money. You pay the taxes just like everybody else, motherfucker. That's what I say to him right there. That's right. He just wants a tax break. You don't know who that is? This is 3 times dope. That's right. 3 times dope. Yeah. 3 times dope. That's a classic card. And because it was 3 times dope, Slug DZ got 420 points. 3 times dope. Maybe I should have done 3 times 420 for it. Man, that would have been like 1280, 1260. Something like that, 1260. That would have been too much, man. That's too many points right there. Yeah, there's too many points. I have MTV cards. Yeah. Yeah, the classic cards are a little weird right now. In fact, Kareem, we've been doing Blue Jays cards recently. Remember? Like yesterday's classic card was this, Kareem Thomas. Who is this on the classic card? Yosemite Sam, of course. Yeah, but now we got this. And I've been doing baseball cards. And honestly, there may be other sports coming soon. Yeah. You want the MTV cards? Well, I had another one in here from the other day, and this one's pretty cool. I mean, there's some pretty cool ones. Like, look at that, a Slick Rick card. Yo MTV Raps Slick Rick card. I should probably look up the value on this and see if these are worth anything. I might have like a Yo MTV Raps card that's worth like hundreds of dollars or something like that. Yeah, I don't know where I got this pack, but it's kind of cool, eh? It's kind of cool. So be ready for Yo MTV Raps classic card. Could be coming in. All right, I'm out. I got to get out of here, guys. All right, thanks for watching Rapid Freak stream. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, join the channel. Everything helps. I appreciate everybody. We've been a fun channel for a long time, and I appreciate my regulars who stick with me day in, day out. So much happening in the world of basketball in Canada, and that's what we cover here. So let's go tempo. Let's take advantage of Shepherd being out, and let's beat the Dallas Wings and Paige Beckers tonight, Marina Mabry. Let's go. Tempo. Yeah. Woo. Woo. Yeah. And Kawhi, they're watching you. That's right. It's like every step you take, every move you make, they'll be watching you, Kawhi Leonard. So make sure your deals are on the up and up with Sam McDaddy. That's what I would say. All right, let's go tempo. Let's get that W so I can react to it tomorrow and we can talk about good things about Toronto Tempo. That's right.